When the good times roll, are you ready for Kernels baseball? The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, and the Class A affiliate of the Anaheim Angels welcome you to Cedar Rapids Kernels baseball. Now in his ninth season as the voice of the Kernels, here's John Rogers.
A Kernel 8-game road trip concludes in South Bend, Indiana on a beautiful Tuesday evening. We'll enjoy a day off tomorrow, and a win tonight by the Kernels would make it a dazzling road trip of 6-2. The Kernels stumbled last night against one of the best pitchers in the league, Matt Chico, and had their 5-game winning streak snapped, losing 5-1. A win here tonight, though, would make it 6 of 8 on the road and keep the Kernels right in the thick of things in the Western Division first half race. The Kernels have dropped into third place, but just a game out, game behind Kane County and 1/2 game back of Peoria, with just 11 games to go down the stretch in the first half. We'll rejoin Johnny Rodriguez as our dugout interview guest. Johnny's son Sean has had a phenomenal series. He's reached base 11 of 14 times. He's in the Allen Motor Company starting lineup once again this evening. Johnny Rodriguez has made his living in baseball. His exuberance, energy, and passion and respect for the game are absolutely phenomenal. Johnny Rodriguez up next on the dugout interview from South Bend. This is Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Okay, so I'm dropping my daughter off at daycare, and as I'm walking out, I see myself in the double door. Uh-oh is right. My hair looks terrible. My ends are all scraggly, and my roots. Did you see my roots? I can't believe I've been walking around like this.
Have you tried Costco?
Oh, I'd love to get my hair done, but who has the time? With work and the kids, I barely have time to find matching socks, let alone time for my hair. Besides, I need the work.
Just go to Cost Cutters. They'll have you in and out looking great in no time.
Yeah?
Yeah. At Cost Cutters, the stylist will keep you looking great with a new cut, some color, even highlights. Check out mine.
Oh, so Cost Cutters is your secret.
Yep. I even get my favorite products there. You know, shampoo, conditioner.
That's it. I'm going to Cost Cutters.
Right now?
My roots, thank you.
There are a dozen Cost Cutters here in our area, each offering a relaxed, convenient hair care experience with no appointments and no hassles. Cost Cutters make things easy and affordable with professional stylists who care about you.
Cost Cutters. Live your life. We always have time for your hair.
Our dugout interview guest for the second straight night here from South Bend is Johnny Rodriguez. And Johnny, the folks at Notre Dame were awfully disappointed. They failed to qualify for the Super Regional as the NCAA Division I Baseball World Series in Omaha is just around the corner. The Fighting Irish finished 51-12. They had 4 or 5 kids drafted yesterday in the amateur draft by the professional organizations. You, Johnny Rodriguez, were with Miami, the Hurricanes, during their marvelous run during the mid-'90s. And, Johnny, I wondered if you could tell our listeners about that Miami Hurricane experience in the mid-'90s.
And Alex Cora, Pat Burrell, I mean, it was those 2 players were the forte. Robbie Morris, Jay Tesmer, Danny Graves. These are guys that were, you can tell, their mount presses, the way they went about the game, they were going to be big. But I got to say, it was a great run because even after we didn't win, and I'll get back on that one, late 90s, the players that won the next 2 championships, when I left to back to pro ball, were guys I worked in the fall. Turtle Thomas, who's now at LSU, called me the mechanic. He was calling me and says, get to the kid, just fix the guy. But I got to remember the great run in 95. We had USC. All we had to win was 1 game. USC got us twice. We should have won. In 94, Arizona State gets us. But in 96, I could never believe. We actually went to Texas. The first time Miami leaves Miami to go to a regional, we had Southwest Missouri, Long Beach State, UCLA, and Texas in the same regional. And we lose the opener to San Houston State. So we had to go through the losers bracket. And we had to play Texas in front of 7,000 fans, hook 'em horns. I mean, beat UCLA with, an awesome hitting team. But we did it. You guys did that. Yes, we went through the losers bracket. Beat UCLA, Missouri, Texas, and UCLA in succession to get to the World Series. Guess who we faced the first game? Benson. Opening night against Clemson with Benson. We beat him. Guess the second game? Alabama, best athletic team in the nation. We bombed them 15-2. Guess who we got to play the third game? Clemson. With Benson again. Chris Benson of the Pirates. So all of a sudden we're going, all right, we beat him again. So we got out of the championship. Should be easy. We were up 5-3. and Pat Burrell comes up. Bases are loaded, John. The wind was blowing about 25 miles an hour. He hits a Bonifácio big fly. The wind knocks it down, goes right by the fence. It's a salami. No, it's not. Ball is caught right by the fence. 1 run comes in. The runner from second goes to third. 7-3. I had a bad taste. Because when Pat Burrell goes around first base, he tells me, John, I got all of it. I go, I know you did. And I had a bad feeling. It's 9-3. That ball goes over the yard. In any day, that thing is a bomb in the river in Omaha. Well, 7-3. LSU started scratching back, ties the game 7-7. We go to the 10th. We get a run. Alex Cora gets a single, who's now with the Dodgers. We go up 8-7. They get a double, leadoff double. Man at third, 1 out there. Captain is up with Robbie Morrison. Tremendous breaking ball. Strikes out the captain. Now 2 outs. Warren Morris up. And, there's a tying run at third. The staff says, fine, we're going to backdoor this guy. It's a backdoor breaking ball. People don't know about why that ball was inside on Robbie Morrison. The wind is in from left field at 25 miles per hour. Lazaro Collazo, pitching coach, says, let's go backdoor. If he beats us, he's going to flare one to left. Tie game, we take our chances. We still got Robbie for 1 more. Well, the breaking ball did not go backdoor. Came in on the knee. Warren hits it. When the ball comes off the bat, I look at the right fielder, Tris Moore. When he takes a step back, I say, it's over. What happened was the ball's caught by the wind at 25 miles an hour on a line drive, and he carries it in the corner right by the foul pole for a home run. Over.
Johnny Rodriguez, our dugout interview guest for the second straight evening. Johnny recalling the heyday of the Miami program when he was with the Hurricanes in that telling blow in the 1996 College World Series with the Hurricanes leading LSU and Warren Morris, who went on to start him with the Pittsburgh Pirates. He's bounced around a little bit. Johnny talking about Joey Cora and Pat Burrell and Danny Graves, members of that great Miami team back in the mid-'90s. We're going to shift gears after this break on the dugout interview, and Johnny Rodriguez is enjoying a 4-day leave from his job with the Florida Marlins. He'll be leaving shortly to manage rookie ball in upstate New York, and Johnny's going to tell us about the incredible run the Marlins had to the world title last fall. That's up next. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Kernels fans, your Cedar Rapids Taco Bell restaurants have something new for you to cheer about this season. A Taco Bell 10 spot. When the Kernels score 10 or more runs in any game this season, you'll score beef tacos for just 39 cents the very next day at any Cedar Rapids Taco Bell. That's a savings of 50 cents per taco. Limit 10 per customer. Remember, when the Kernels put up a Taco Bell 10 spot by plating 10 or more runs in any game, you get up to 10 39-cent beef tacos the very next day at any Cedar Rapids Taco Bell.
Faucets leaking, termites feasting, fish and tackle, paints and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers walk into Yellow Book. Other books.
When it comes to making their buying decisions, people today let their fingers do the walking through Yellow Book Yellow Pages. It's no wonder. Yellow Book's packed with money-saving coupons, restaurant menus, and vital community info. And with more ads than ever before, it has everything you need right at your fingertips. It's easy to spot. Just reach for the Yellow Directory with the map on the cover and join the smart shoppers who choose Yellow Book, not the other book. Put your business in Yellow Book. Call 1-800-YB-YELLOW.
Let your fingers walk into Yellow Book. The other book.
Something that every person strives for in professional sports is that coveted championship ring. You have one from last year's incredible Florida Marlins team. The ring itself, Johnny, is, I can't describe it. I'd like you to take it off, look at it, and describe it to our listeners. It is a thing of utter awe and beauty.
It looks like a baseball. It's the biggest ring I've ever seen. Anywhere I rode it, ride it or wear it. Last night I was there. I have to show it everywhere. I've never seen anything like this.
Johnny, I haven't either. That's a good analogy. It's as big as a baseball. It looks like something that the Marlins put a lot of planning into.
Yeah. Jeffrey Lohr is an outstanding owner, and he said, I'm going to do the best one I've ever seen, ever make, and this is an unbelievable. It's huge. It looks like a baseball. I mean, it weighs. I can't wear it everywhere because it's worth a lot of money, and you can get mugged with it. But I was proud because I'll never forget that ride. Nobody gave us a chance. You know, when we went to we were all there. I was there for every game.
You were in Wrigley Field.
No, that's the one I didn't go. But we were pro player. I mean, they treated us like if we were there. Miguel Cabrera had a big thing in his career. Dontrell Willis. There were players that I had, and plus Doug Davis was my former boss in the minor leagues. And the whole thing just started to unfold, and it was an unbelievable ride. I mean, when we were down 3-1, I mean, with Beckett on a Sunday after beating San Francisco, which another unbelievable fly ball to right, last-minute heroics by Ivan Rodriguez. I mean, just incredible. One miracle after miracle. Say, hey, Lord, you're smiling on us today. And again, I told, and this is a true story, I told we talk our doctors, physicians, psychiatrists for the whole organization. I said to him, the game 4, we're down 3-1, game 5, in pro player. Beckett's on the mound, and I said to him, listen, I know if we win this game, we got to go back to Chicago and beat Pryor and Wood. But let me tell you something. You know what we're going to do it? Because it's an improbable year and improbable finishes too. We're going to win this game, beat Pryor, and beat Wood. And reason why, I can give you a reason why it's an improbable year, but I'll give you why. If you beat Pryor the first game, Kerry Wood's batting practice the second game. Because they both have power arms, hard-breaking balls to the same guy.
So that was, in essence, you knew if they could beat Pryor, that they had a very good chance to beat Wood because they're similar pitchers.
Exactly. So you got back-to-back similar power arms.
No change in contrast.
Exactly. So I said, we got to win this one. I thought the harder one was Pryor. I said, we got to get down Wrigley Field. And you know what? The pressure is always on Chicago. Because for some reason they made that a myth. I don't believe in myths. I believe it just happens. Baseball, it happens. And then it just, now when you start putting pressure on yourself, then you're in trouble.
That's what happened.
But that was unbelievable. I have it all taped. I mean, actually, I coach every game. You know how it is.
Oh, sure.
They just watch the game. We got to coach and second-guess everybody. But it was just incredible because then when the doctor saw me after we won, and now we're in the World Series, he says, Johnny, I can't believe you said that. I thought you were nuts. He goes, don't you know by now? Some guys have actually called me Superman because I believe I can move a mountain by faith. You know, I am like that. Now, I brought my kids up. You can see where my son plays. The way I coach my guys is we can accomplish anything. In the Penn League, we had a team ERA of 5.35 when I managed in the Penn League, last by a run or more. We lost all our infield to injuries. We lost starting, pitching, everything. We almost had a chance about 10 games left to make the playoffs. And the reason why many games were down 5-6-0, and we almost would win or win games down. One game, the epitome of a game down 11-1, almost won it. At the time, I told him it's never over till it's over. You've heard that many times before. I believe in baseball, you can't give it up till it's over. And then my thing is, you go hard, and that team thinks you haven't given up. They're going to start putting pressure on themselves.
Johnny, great lessons from baseball. What a treasure you are. Sometimes we get into a rut and think, baseball is... I try not ever to take the game for granted, but meeting a guy with your class, your energy, and your exuberance, thank you so much for sharing it with us.
You have to play this game with energy, urgency. Look what happened to the Lakers fans last night. I'm a Laker fan anyway. They had no urgency. You got to play the game with urgency. Any sport. If not, that other team's going to beat you. They're all good. They're professionals. Unless you go out there all out and you don't leave nothing behind. If you can't play that game with energy, take a seat, let the other guy play.
Exactly. That's the philosophy of a winner. Johnny Rodriguez for the second straight evening on the Dugout Interview from South Bend. Thank you so much.
Thanks to you, John, and the Kernels, and you have a great operation here. And by the way, I hear you every night on the Zone.
Wow, there you go, on the Zone. Johnny Rodriguez giving our station a big endorsement there, listening on the Zone. You're listening on the Zone, starting lineup, Kernels and Silverhawks next. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Whether you're a serious athlete or a weekend warrior, injuries can take you out of your game. Smart athletes know that Physiotherapy Associates in Cedar Rapids are the experts in the treatment and prevention of sport-related injuries. Our expert staff serves the metro and surrounding area high school athletes. Physiotherapy Associates of Cedar Rapids, the smart choice in sports medicine. Call us at 398-1569. That's 398-1569. We'll get you back in your game today.
Look around you. Everyone's different. Some of us are tall, many of us are short. If you think about it, there are many important differences among people. That's what makes us all individuals. Insurance needs are individual, too. Talk to your Pekin Insurance Agency, Sheets, Forrest, Draper Insurance in Marion, about the proper insurance coverages for your individual needs. See Scott Draper at Sheets, Forrest, Draper in Marion about insurance for your home, auto, life, health, or business. You can depend on your hometown professionals with Pekin Insurance.
Where the Kernels will wrap up an 8-game road trip, hoping to make it 3 of 4 from the Silverhawks and hoping for a 6-2 overall record. If that happens, it will be some memorable road trip. Let's set the starting lineups here from Kovalevsky Stadium. We'll have another big crowd here. South Bend leads the Eastern Division with the best record in the Midwest League. They're 37-21. They broke our 5-game winning streak with a 5-1 triumph last night. Their skipper is Tony Perez-Chica, who played professionally for 13 years. Mike Goss will lead it off for the Silverhawks. He's the designated hitter. Batting second, he's 6th in the league with 15 steals. The second baseman, Emilio Bonifácio. Jeff Cook will be in right field and hit third for South Bend. The cleanup batter for the Silverhawks is Edgar Varela at first base. The third baseman will bat fifth. That's Augie Murillo. John Kaplan bats sixth. He's just 5 feet 9 inches tall. Kaplan in left field. The center fielder hits seventh for the Silverhawks, Lino Garcia. Batting eighth and catching, Brian Rose. And hitting ninth, the shortstop for South Bend, Alberto Gonzalez. On the hill with the 4-4 record is a 21-year-old right-hander taken by the Diamondbacks last June in the 4th round, Chris Kinsey, Kinsey. He's 6'3", 225 out of Sacramento State, and he's coming off a complete game shutout victory Thursday in Beloit. He was a 2-0 winner as he blanked the Snappers in his last start on 7 hits, a complete game victory for Chris Kinsey. 4-4, making his 11th start a 3.14 ERA. That's how the Silverhawks will line up. Allen Motor Company is proud to present the Allen Motor Company Kernels starting lineup. Allen's 101st year birthday bash underway. And what a value that is. Not only great savings on all the new cars at Allen's, but your first year's maintenance is on Allen's during their 101st year birthday bash. At Allen's now, 2004 Buick LeSabres start at just $19,995. That's a savings of $6,000 on every 2004 Buick LeSabre during Allen's 101st year birthday bash. 2004 GMC Sierras start at only $15,995 during Allen's 101st year birthday bash. That's 2004 GMC Sierras starting at just $15,000. $15,995. Allen Motor Company celebrating their 101st year in business in our community with their fabulous birthday bash, savings galore, and your first year's maintenance on Allen. Visit Allen Motor Company, I-380 and Boyson Road, exit 25 in Hiawatha now for that first year's maintenance on Allen. The Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup tied for second in the league with a .358 average. Leading off at second, Howie Kendrick. Batting second is Matt Pauley. Pauley's the first baseman. Hitting third in the Allen Motor Company order, catching tonight, Bobby Wilson. Blake Balcom will be in right field, and Blake will hit fifth. Or check that, Blake will bat cleanup in the Allen Motor Company order this evening. Balcom bats cleanup in right field. Johnny Rodriguez, our dugout interview guest the last 2 nights, here to see his son Sean play. Sean's at the hot corner spelling Matt Brown. Sean Rodriguez will hit fifth and play third base. Hitting sixth and playing shortstop in the Allen Motor Company order, Brandon Wood. Aaron Peel will bat seventh, and Peel's the designated hitter. In left field, Nick Kimpton. Kimpton in left field will bat eighth. And batting ninth in center field, switch hitter Quan Cosby. Rounding out the Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup, and making his 12th start of the year, is 19-year-old right-hander Kevin Jepsen. Kevin's coming off a no decision in a Kernel 11-inning win Thursday in Beloit. Thursday in Burlington, rather. In 6 innings, Kevin Jepsen allowed just 1 run to the Bees last Thursday on 3 hits. He fanned 4, walked 2. The Kernels won it in 11 innings, 2-1. Kevin Jepsen, a record of 4-2 with a sparkling ERA of 2.70. Anderson and Brown Eye Care, proud to present the Anderson and Brown Eye Care umpiring duo. Working the balls and strikes is Robert Price. His partner on the diamond is Dixon Sturman. Anderson and Brown Eye Care is a Bausch & Lomb contact lens specialist. Anderson and Brown Eye Care is a leading dispenser of contact lenses in our area. They have locations inside Lens Crafters in Westdale Mall, Coral Ridge Mall, as well as North Park Mall in Davenport. The Anderson and Brown Eye Care umpiring crew, Robert Price behind the plate, and on the bases, Dixon Sturman. Well, right-hander Chris Kinsey is still warming up way down in the right field bullpen for South Bend. We've got another lovely evening for baseball. The sun and clouds mixing, so the sun isn't real bright right now. The sun is certainly bright on the Colonel Ball Club, though. We've been playing so well on this road trip, 5-2, and you'd think we'd gain ground with a 5-2 road trip, but the teams ahead of us, Kane County and Peoria, have played well at home. Battle Creek played the Peoria Chiefs this afternoon. No result available on that game. And this evening, Kane County, who starts to play this evening a game ahead of the Kernels, West Michigan is hosting Kane County at Philip Elstrom Stadium. Now the starting pitcher, Chris Kinsey, is making his way down from the Silverhawk right field bullpen, so this game will be a few minutes late getting underway. That'll give us a chance to remind you of all the great fun that's in store for you after tomorrow evening's off night, no game tomorrow evening. We have a wonderful 4-game series that kicks off this Thursday, the 10th of June, against the Beloit Snappers. You'll want to come early on Thursday because Perfect Game USA will be presenting a set of 2004 Kernel baseball cards to the first 1,000 of you Kernel fans. Perfect Game baseball card night is this Thursday. The gates open at 6 and the game starts at 7. Perfect Game baseball card going to the first 1,000 of you Kernel fans. Then Friday night, the Girl Scouts will be holding their annual event at the ballpark. They'll have a camp out. They'll pitch tents on the outfield following Friday night's game. And fireworks being presented by Commercial Federal Bank this Friday against Beloit. Commercial Federal Fireworks Night. Have a blast at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium with the magic allure of fireworks from Commercial Federal Bank this Friday. Saturday is Hiawatha Kids League night, and we'll be welcoming a big community gathering from Anamosa. Saturday, a 7 o'clock start. The gates open at 6 as the Kernels play the Beloit Snappers. Then Sunday is McDonald's Baseball Glove Day. The first 1,000 girls and boys 12 and under receive a free Louisville Slugger brand baseball glove thanks to Cedar Rapids area McDonald's restaurant. The gates open at 1 for that 2 o'clock start Sunday at home against Beloit. Sunday, the Elks Club will also be giving away 2 trips to 2 of you lucky Kernel fans. 1 trip to Kansas City, the other to Minnesota, and those trips include 4 tickets to Major League Baseball in those 2 cities, 4 tickets to an amusement park in those communities, 2 nights of free lodging, and money for gas. All that comes your way because of the Elks Club on Sunday afternoon. Flag Day is Sunday, and you'll want to come early, not only to be among the first 1,000 kids 12 and under to get a McDonald's baseball glove, but the Flag Day ceremonies are absolutely very colorful, meaningful, significant, and it's a wonderful yearly event, Flag Day, this Sunday, June 13th at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. The Silverhawks are done taking the field, and now let's pause from Kovalevsky Stadium to honor America with the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Well,
the singing of the national anthem here at Coveleski Stadium. We're just east of Illinois, just south of Michigan, this area known as Michiana, the home of the University of Notre Dame. The Kernels aim for a 6-2 road trip, would like to pick up a big victory here this evening as we head down the final stretch in the Western Division first half race. In third place, just a game behind Kane County. Up next, Kernel Baseball. This is Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling, Miller Lite. Miller, good call.
Miller Brewing Company, Fort Worth, Texas.
The lights have already been turned on here at Coveleski Stadium, where the first 3 games of the series have seen over 5,000 people jam their way into this ballpark. It was built in 1987. It revolutionized minor league baseball across the country because franchises knew that if they built new state-of-the-art comfortable facilities with cleanliness and leg room and access to restrooms and concessions and very aesthetically beautifully built stadiums like this one, and this one has sure stood the test of time, that fans would come out in great abundance. And after struggling a few years at the gate, the Silverhawks have reinvigorated their marketing plan and are drawing lots and lots of folks here at the Cove. Howie Kendrick is set to go against right-hander Chris Kinsey. Kinsey, a complete game 2-0 victor Thursday against the Beloit Snappers at Pullman Field. His first pitch to Howie is rattled high in the air and foul off to the right. Howie tied for second in the league with a .358 average, 5 homers, 28 RBIs. Kendrick did not play in the Kernel loss last night. He's at second base this evening leading off. And he lines a base hit through the middle. Howie Kendrick, who didn't play last night, he was 3 for 6 on Sunday afternoon, has singled into center to start this ball game against Chris Kinsey, a right-hander out of Sacramento State. Howie Kendrick with his 73rd hit of the year. That's the second highest total in the league. He adds to his .358 average. And Kendrick with 12 steals is at first base, being held by Edgar Varela. Matt Pauley's at the plate. And a curveball is a strike at the knees from Chris Kinsey, Kinsey. Kinsey, taken high in the 4th round last June by the Diamondbacks. 21 years old, 6'3", 225. He spins and throws to first. Howie Kendrick dives back safely. We're just underway. Howie Kendrick bashed a 1-0 pitch into center for his 5th hit of the series. Matt Pauley did not play last night. He went 3 for 7 in the Kernel 13-inning triumph Sunday. A bouncer to first over the first baseman's head. Howie Kendrick will try for third, and the throw by Jeff Cook is cut off. And the Kernels have runners at the corners with nobody out for the second straight night. Matt Pauley bounced one that I thought Edgar Varela would get. It went over his head to his right into right field. Edgar Varela could not reach that ball, and Howie Kendrick sped into third without a play. The Kernels failed to capitalize on this situation last night, and it was, in essence, the pivotal point, the turning point of the game. We had runners at first and third, nobody out, and lefty Matt Chico slammed the door on the Kernels. Bobby Wilson, base hit into center, and it gives the Kernels a 1-0 lead. Stopping at second is Matt Pauley. Bobby Wilson with a bullet straight through the middle, and the Kernels have 3 hits in a row and jump ahead here tonight against a pitcher who shut out the Beloit Snappers, a complete game win, his last start Thursday in Wisconsin, 2-0. But it's 1-0 Kernels. Matt Pauley stopped at second. Bobby Wilson well rested. He hasn't played in the last 2 games, and he gives the Kernels an early 1-0 lead. Blake Balcom is the hitter. He drove in the only Kernel run last night. He squares to bunt. I thought he offered at it, but the Kernels get a break as the base umpire Dixon Sturman says that Blake did not try to bunt that first pitch. I thought he did. 1-0 to Blake Balcom, 1-0 Kernels, top of the first inning. Blake's RBI came in the 4th inning last night, and it cut South Bend's lead to 2-1. The Silverhawks pulled away in the latter innings and won it 5-1. Ball 2 high and away to Blake, who has belted 4 homers, driven in 20 to go along with his solid .272 batting average. 2 on, nobody out for the Kernels here in the first inning. Ball 3 outside from Chris Kinsey, Kinsey, a 4-4 record, and an ERA of 3.14. 3 straight hits for the Kernels here in the first, and a 1-0 lead. Pauly at second. Wilson at first. Is Blake swinging? No, he takes a fastball for a strike and steps out. The Kernel road record this year is 16-11. That is outstanding. 16-11 on the road are the Kernels. Here at home, South Bend is tough. They're 21-9. Ball 4, and the bases are loaded. Blake Balcom laid off a high fastball. They're loaded up for the hottest Kernel hitter, Sean Rodriguez. Sean has reached safely in 11 of 14 plate appearances in this series. He has reached safely 11 out of 14 plate appearances in this series. And Jeff Pico out to the mound to talk it over with Chris Kinsey. That'll give us a chance to remind you that the All-Star Game is in the new Veterans Memorial Stadium in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from tonight, June 22nd. Fireworks will be a part of the fun. Rob Dibble will be on hand. Tickets are going quickly, but good seats still remain. Give our box office a call for All-Star Game tickets. 2 weeks from tonight, Tuesday, June 22nd, a 7 o'clock game. 896-7560 is the number to call for Kernel tickets, or for Midwest League All-Star Game tickets, 896-7560. Sean Rodriguez hitting .277. Takes a curve for a strike. In this series, Rodriguez at the plate is 8 for 11. 8 for 11, and he's reached base 11 of 14 appearances. Ball 1 inside to the right-handed batter, whose father was our dugout interview guest the last 2 evenings, Johnny Rodriguez. With the world champion Florida Marlins, he'll take over and manage rookie ball for the Marlins next week in upstate New York. Swing and a miss, a good curveball from the right-hander, and Sean was out in front of it, strike 2. Sean, 1 for 3 last night, singled in the first, and he was hit by a pitch his next time up. Pauly at third, Wilson at second, Balcom at first. Here in the top of the first, 1-0 Kernels. Swing and a miss by Sean, a good breaking pitch by Chris Kinsey. That must have been what Jeff Pico told him to do, is go to your secondary pitch, your Uncle Charlie. And it got Sean Rodriguez a couple of good curveballs. Now the key man in the inning for the Kernels is Brandon Wood. Brandon is 1 for 12 in this series. He drew a leadoff walk, stole second, and scored the Kernel only run in last night's loss. That came in the 4th inning. Breaking pitch is a strike called. Kinsey has pitched 66 innings this season in 10 starts. The right-hander has given up just 61 hits. He's not a strikeout pitcher. He struck out 38 in 66 innings. He misses inside, and that evens the count to Wood, 1-1. Chris has only walked 23 men in 66 innings. His ERA is good, 3.14. Right-handed hitting Brandon Wood, a .263 average, 6 homers, 29 RBIs, waits patiently. And swings and misses, strike 2. 3 straight hits and a walk. The Kernels lead at 1-0. Sean Rodriguez with the bases loaded and nobody out, struck out. Let's see if Brandon Wood can put the ball in play against this right-hander. Curve and a ground ball fair past the diving third baseman gives the Kernels a 3-0 lead. Pauly scores, followed by Bobby Wilson. Throw to second. Brandon is out at second. And Bobby Magallanes will argue, but the Kernels lead it 3-0. At third with 2 out is the lead runner, Blake Balcom. Brandon Wood appeared to beat the throw from the left fielder, John Kaplan. And a long, long look by Dixon Sturman, and he decided to call Brandon Wood out on a head-first slide. The Kernels lead it 3-0. Brandon Wood on a 2-strike pitch, a 2-run single past diving third baseman Augie Murillo, and then Brandon was thrown out on a close play at second, according to the base umpire, Dixon Sturman. He was out. But Matt Pauly scored. Bobby Wilson crossed the plate on the 2-run single by Brandon Wood. Blake Balcom is at third with 2 out, and ball 1 is taken inside by Aaron Peel. Aaron Peel has a 2-out RBI chance. Ground ball to short. Down to get it is Alberto Gonzalez, and Aaron Peel is thrown out to end the Kernel first inning. But the Kernels come up big with 3 runs on 4 base hits. There were no South Bend errors. A man lost at second, and the Kernels leave 1 aboard. After 1/2 inning, a great start as the Kernels try to go 6-2 on the road trip. 3-0 Kernels, South Bend coming to bat, and you're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Most of us have been in a situation before in buying an automobile where what we owe is more than what our vehicle is worth, and sometimes it's thousands of dollars. There is a better way to put yourself in a better position when it comes to value, quality, and reliability. Put yourself into an industry-leading Honda automobile from Randy Keel Honda. The Odyssey minivan boasts being #1 in safety and the #1 minivan on the market for the last 5 years. The Honda Accord leads the way in safety and has made the Car and Driver's Top 10 list more than any other car in history. The Pilot topped the SUV categories in its first year out and remains a class leader. And the CR-V continues leading in its class since its arrival in 1997. The subcompact Element is so functional and practical, they're selling as fast as they arrive. So doesn't it make sense to get the best value in the market at Randy Keel Honda? Great folks to deal with, too, and #1 when it comes to getting you the best price. The home of confidence is Randy Keel Honda, Centerpoint Road, or on the web at randykeel.com.
Butterflies in your stomach. You know the feeling? Like when you're not sure you found the best loan. Well, set those butterflies free. Talk with a knowledgeable banker at Wells Fargo. Whether you're interested in a home equity loan, mortgage, or auto loan, they can help you find a product that's just right for you, including unique financing options you won't find anywhere else. And every Wells Fargo loan has competitive rates and affordable payment options. So be sure you found the best loan. Call or visit Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo, the next stage. Wells Fargo Bank and Ag, Equal Housing Lender.
The Kernels with 4 hits, a walk, and 3 runs in the top of the first inning give 19-year-old right-hander Kevin Jepsen a lead with which to work. Kevin, coming off a sterling performance in a Kernel 11-inning win Thursday night in Burlington, went 6 innings, yielded just 1 run to the Bees on 3 hits, fanned 4, and walked 2. Kevin Jepsen making his 12th start of the year, a 4-2 mark, with a 2.70 ERA. Let's set the Kernels defensively for you here in the bottom of the first, leading 3-0. The Kernels are wearing their red caps and their gray road uniforms with red numbers and letters trimmed in white. They have Nick Kimpton in left, Quan Cosby in center, Blake Balcom in right. On the infield, Sean Rodriguez at third, Brandon Wood at short, Howie Kendrick at second, Matt Pauly at first, the catcher Bobby Wilson, and on the hill, the 19-year-old right-hander, Anaheim Angels second-round pick in 2002, Kevin Jepsen. Mike Goss, who had 3 hits last night, takes a Jepsen fastball in there for a strike. In fact, they changed what should have been an error on Sean Rodriguez at second to a hit for Mike Goss, so he was 4 for 5, lifting his average to 289. He's a left-handed batter, and a Baltimore chop will be a base hit to start the South Bend first inning. The cheapest of hits, Mike Goss, pounded it in the dirt in front of home plate, and it took a super ball hop out to Brandon Wood. Brandon backhanded it deep in the hole and made a very wise decision by not even looking at first base. Boy, that was a funny-looking hit. A bouncer to deep short. Mike Goss now has 7 hits in his last 10 at-bats. He's 7 for his last 10, including 4 for 5 last night. Emilio Bonifácio didn't play last night. He's nothing for 10 in the series. He's a left-handed batter with great speed, and he swings and misses at a good fastball from Kevin on the outside corner. Emilio Bonifácio, 6th in the league with 15 steals. He's only been caught twice. He's a switch hitter batting left against Jepsen. A fastball downstairs from the Colonel, right-hander. Bonifácio, 19 years old, a switch hitter from the Dominican Republic. Hit 199 in 54 games with the Missoula Osprey last year. No homers, 16 RBIs. He swings hard and misses for strike 2. The Colonel defense, which has been outstanding this season, was poor last night. The Colonels committed 3 errors, but we've only made 40 errors in 57 games. Emilio down on strikes. A fastball ran away from Bonifácio, and he strikes out for the first out of the first inning. 3-0 Colonels, and the batter is Jeff Cook. Jeff took the collar last night in the South Bend win. He went 0 for 5. Cook is 3 for 13 in the series. Jeff Cook, taken in the 5th round last June by Arizona out of Southern Miss. He cuts on the first pitch and loops it foul into the third base stands. Strike 1. Another big crowd at the Cove, Stanley Kovalevsky Stadium. No grandstand roof here. It's an open-air structure. And no advertising on the 12-foot-high green padded wall in the outfield. Ball 1 high and away to the left-handed hitter, Cook, who stands straight away. Jeff isn't a big guy. He's 5'11", 190, 23 years old. Arizona has the same drafting philosophy as the Oakland A's. That is, they focus. Here's a double play ball to second. Kendrick underhands to Wood. Brandon on to first to get them both. Jeff Cook chops into an inning-ending 4-6-3 twin killing. Kendrick to Wood to Pauly to end the inning. I was saying that Arizona drafts all college kids, so most of the Silverhawks are in their early 20s. In the first for South Bend, no runs, a leadoff infield single, 1 hit, no Colonel errors. The Colonels turn a double play to end the South Bend threat, and after 1 at Kovalevsky Stadium, the Colonels 3, the Silverhawks nothing. You're tuned to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
Papa John's pizza, it's so good. Better is best, that's understood. Better call Papa John's tonight. Better call Papa, he's got it right. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Attention baseball fans, call your local Papa John's for our home run special. Get a large pizza with up to 3 toppings of your choice for only $9.99.
Papa John's. Better call Papa.
Greeny and Golick.
The great Joe Montana joins us. Philosophically, what is your take on whether or not rookie quarterbacks should be thrown to the wolves immediately?
Well, I think the situation, you have to look at each one separately. And in most situations, it's a huge learning curve that comes up. Not only are you learning a new offense, but the defenses you're going to see in the NFL are nowhere near what you just saw in college. So that's the most difficult part for the quarterback, because you can have some great tools, but most of the game for the quarterback is, they say 75% of it is mental, in your preparation and your recognition on the field. So I think it'll be difficult. I think they think that he's going to make a big impact, but up there in New York right away. But it's always good to sit out a little bit, and even for part of that season, to get your feet wet and learn a little bit more and feel more comfortable with that offense. And also with the things that you see out there.
Mike and Mike in the Morning on ESPN Radio.
The Colonel sent 7 men to the plate in the top of the first, scored 3 runs off right-hander Chris Kinsey, who delivers a strike to Nick Kimpton. Now Nick swinging in self-defense at a pitch blowing inside. Didn't mean to, but he went around. He's down in the count, 0-2. Nick Kimpton hitting .269, a left-handed hitter with no homers, 9 RBIs. Facing Chris Kinsey to open up the Colonel. Top of the second, 3-0 Colonels. Nick Kimpton was fooled on an 0-2 pitch. He took kind of a weak, half-hearted cut at it, and Nick was completely baffled in that first at-bat. against Kinsey. He's down on strikes, swinging on 3 pitches. Quan Cosby batting 9th in the Allen Motor Company order. Nothing for 3 last night. Quan is 3 for 11 in the series. The switch hitter bats left, and he's hitting .250 on the season. 2 homers, 17 RBIs for Quan, and he's tied for the league lead with 6 triples. He fakes a bunt, and Quan takes low for ball 1. Quan listed at 5'10", 190. 6th round pick of the Angels in 2001. Ball 2 outside. The third baseman, Augie Murillo, charging in from third. Augie's a good 20 feet off the line at third. South Bend is in their home white uniforms with black pinstripes, black socks, black hats, and then gold numbers trimmed in black. On a 2-0 pitch, Quan bounces it to second. Easy for Emilio Bonifácio on to first. 2 away in the Kernels' second inning. 3-0 Kernels. The guy who got it started in the first bats here in the second, Howie Kendrick. Howie is hit safely in his last 8 games and owns an average of .358. A breaking pitch is low and outside, ball 1 to Kendrick. Bases empty, 2 gone in the Kernels' second, with the Kernels on top, 3-0. Howie Kendrick crushes one into deep center. Let's see if Lino Garcia can get there. He does! Lino Garcia backpedaling 400 feet away, just to the right of the 30-foot high wall in center. Took that blow, crushed by Howie Kendrick, and went back to the warning track and took an extra base hit away from the Kernel leadoff batter, Howie Kendrick. Boy, Howie hit that ball as hard as he's hit any ball in this series, and that includes a 3-run homer opposite field in the series opening win here on Saturday. The Kernels go in order in the top of the second. Right back out to the hill, 19-year-old right-hander Kevin Jepsen. After an inning and a half, it's the Kernels 3, the Silverhawks nothing. This is Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Summer is here, and John Wilson Sports has the equipment you need, no matter what sport you choose. If swimming is your choice, John Wilson Sports has a wide selection of suits by Speedo and Tier for racing, training, or leisure. They also have sports sandals, fins, goggles, and caps. Baseball gear is still in stock. Nakoni Youth baseball gloves and personal bat bags are reduced 20 to 25%. Baseball pants, socks, and sliders are available in your team colors. John Wilson Sports, always the low-price leader in selection at the corner of First Avenue and Collins Road Northeast in Cedar Rapids.
Throughout the racing season, the IMCA Dairy Brothers Summer Series late models race at the region's premier dirt track. They are the ultimate dirt racing machine. But this Wednesday night, the IMCA Dairy Brothers Summer Series late models tackle the asphalt at Cedar Rapids Hawkeye Downs Speedway. Third late models on asphalt this Wednesday night at Cedar Rapids Hawkeye Downs Speedway, featuring new lower admission prices.
Adults $10, seniors and students $7, kids $1.
Racing starts at 7:30 this Wednesday night at Cedar Rapids Hawkeye Downs Speedway.
The way to pocket important savings is to take advantage of Chevron motor oils and lubricants from the Otson Oil Company, your local Chevron oil distributor. Chevron lubricants are made from higher quality base oils for better performance, and that means longer life for your engine. Contact the Otson Oil Company in Cedar Rapids for details on how you can save time and money with Chevron lubricants. The Otson Oil Company, serving Iowa with quality lubricants since 1933. Visit Otson Oil Company at www.otson.com.
Struck out the next batter and got Jeff Cook to hit into an inning-ending double play to protect an early lead for the Kernels 3-0. The dimensions here at the Cove are symmetrical. 336 down the line, 360 to the power alleys, 405 to dead center. A 12-foot high green padded wall with a 3-foot green fence on top of it, so it's not easy to hit one out of here. We've only had 2 home runs in the series. One by Howie Kendrick, another by Alex Frazier. This batter, Edgar Varela, left-handed hitter, cleanup batter, is hitting .294. He has the highest average in the Silverhawk lineup. He's given the Kernel pitching staff fits in this series, and he clubs one foul just to the left of the on-deck hitter for South Bend, Augie Murillo. South Bend's dugout is along the first base line. The Kernels in the third base outpost. 6 hits in 14 at-bats for Edgar Varela. From Long Beach State, 23 years old, originally drafted by the White Sox in the 31st round in 2002. came over from the White Sox to the Arizona organization in a deal that sent former Colonel Nate Murphy to the White Sox. A line drive into center, sinking, and Quan Cosby comes in and gloves it with one hand. Edgar Varela seems to hit everything hard. His line drive on a 1-1 count was caught in center by Cosby. One away here in the South Bend second inning. Perfect Game USA baseball card night this Thursday, the 10th of June. Come early on Thursday. The gates open at 6, and those 2004 Colonel baseball cards will go to the first 1,000 of you Colonel fans, regardless of age or gender. Missing up and in to Augie Murillo is right-hander Kevin Jepsen, 1-0. Augie hitting .265, right-handed batter. He's almost hit by the next pitch. He was hit by the next pitch. Kevin Jepsen can't believe that pitch nipped Augie Murillo, but apparently it did. Kevin has hit his 7th batter of the season. Kevin Jepsen hitting Augie Murillo, barely hit him, and he's at first with one out. I don't think Bobby Magallanes, no, Eric Bennett, as a matter of fact, the Colonel pitching coach arguing with the plate umpire Robert Price, and I think Eric Bennett has a valid argument. I don't think that pitch hit Augie Murillo, but he's at first, and the batter's John Kaplan. Kaplan hit by a pitch to open the 8th last night, stole second and third, and scored on a throwing error by Tommy Duenas on his steal of third base. So in essence, John Kaplan single-handedly produced the 5th run of the game for South Bend. He drives one foul on a line into the right field stands. Strike one to John Kaplan. Brand new dark green seats, box seats, installed here last year. Kevin Jepsen wild with a curveball. High, ball one to John Kaplan. He steps out and checks the signs being flashed by his manager, Tony Perez-Chica, at third. Kaplan is a right-handed batter with 4 homers, 13 RBIs, a .255 average. There goes the runner, and a pitch is ball, the throw to second, and the runner is out at second. Howie Kendrick took a perfect peg from Bobby Wilson as John Kaplan took, the umpire took forever to call that a strike. He finally did, I think. And Bobby Wilson guns out Augie Murillo with Howie Kendrick taking the peg just in front of the bag at second. Boy, that Bobby Wilson has a very lightning-quick release. I don't think the umpire ever ruled that pitch a ball or a strike. Now John Kaplan is unsure of what the count is. The scoreboard says 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the umpire says 2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch was right down the middle. Kaplan didn't swing at it, and why it wasn't a strike, I'll never know. It's 2-1 to John Kaplan. 2 gone. Bobby Wilson gunning out Augie Murillo at second for the second out of the South Bend second inning. Now ball 3 is upstairs to Kaplan. A tough man to pitch to. He's only 5'9". He went to Tulane University in New Orleans. He's 24 years old, and he lives in St. Louis. And he tips one foul just past Bobby Wilson behind home plate. 3-0 Kernels, 2 gone in the South Bend second inning. A steep grass slope seating berm above the 12-foot high green padded wall in left and right field. Kaplan lines one into left field. It carries out for Nick Kimpton. John Kaplan hit it right on the nose, but lines out to left. And no harm done against Kevin Jepsen, despite a hit batter in the second inning. No runs for the Silverhawks, no hits. A man caught trying to steal second, no Colonel errors. And nobody stranded by South Bend. We've played 2 at the Cove, and the Colonel's looking to make it a 6-2 road trip on top of the Silverhawks, 3-0. You're listening to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
It's one of those rituals of summer, mowing the yard. And when you're done, what do you do with the clippings? Well, your friends at Cedar Rapids Solid Waste and Recycling encourage you to leave those clippings on your lawn. This practice is called grass cycling, and it reduces your lawn's fertilizer needs because those clippings contain nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Grass cycling also helps crowd out weeds and build a healthier lawn. When you leave those clippings on your lawn, you reduce waste, and save landfill space.
Summertime means Kernels baseball, sunlight until 9 o'clock, watermelon and lemonade, taking the kids to the swimming pool, and a host of other leisurely pursuits. Comfort Solutions by Banks stands ready to ensure that your family stays cool when you're busy with all of your summer fun. Comfort Solutions by Banks are your indoor comfort specialists. With all of the fun activities that fill up your summer, it's comforting to know that the Comfort Solutions by Banks family can take care of your family. Comfort Solutions by Banks is proud to offer your family personal and caring service. If something goes unexpectedly wrong with your home's cooling system, you can count on Comfort Solutions by Banks to provide you with courteous and professional service under any circumstance. Enjoy your summer and let the family at Comfort Solutions by Banks take care of yours.
Matt Pauley was a big part of the Colonel 3-run first, and he slams one into deep center. Lino Garcia backtracks and has it. Matt Pauley opens up the Colonel third with a hard hit ball to deep center. Boy, the Silverhawks and Kernels are getting good wood on pitches. That's now 5 in a row set down by right-hander Chris Kinsey. Matt Pauley singled and scored in the Colonel 3-run first inning. He's the first out in the Colonel third. Bobby Wilson, an RBI single, and he scored in the Colonel 3-run first. A breaking pitch from the right-hander is a strike called. Our Colonel Roadshow Trivia Challenge winner from last night here in South Bend, Tom Kelly. Look out! Bobby Wilson jackknifed out of the way, but could not avoid being struck by that 0-1 pitch. The ball came right in on Bobby, and it struck him a glancing blow somewhere in the upper left arm. Tom Kelly of Cedar Rapids, a very stout Colonel fan. In fact, Tom knows more about baseball than any guy I know. Loves talking baseball. He's a local expert on the Iowa Hawkeyes and all the high school prep sports, boys and girls. Blake Balcom takes high for a ball. Blake walked in the first inning. Tom Kelly answered our Colonel Roadshow Trivia Challenge correctly last night. We asked, as his team captain, what American League catcher hit over 300 and drove in over 100 runs for 3 straight seasons. That's no small feat, is it? A ground ball deep in the hole at short. Diving stop by Garcia. He throws in time to get Blake Balcom. Blake Balcom can't believe that Alberto Gonzalez, I said Garcia, he can't believe that Alberto Gonzalez threw him out. Bobby Wilson went to second. Blake Balcom was robbed of a base hit on a terrific backhanded diving stop at short by Alberto Gonzalez, and then he popped to his feet and had enough on his throw to get the shocked Blake Balcom. Blake may have slowed up a little bit, thinking he was going to go into his turn. He probably thought that ball was into left field. I thought it was too. Sean Rodriguez with an RBI chance. He launches one deep into right center, and it's going to be a running catch out there by Jeff Cook. Jeff Cook took a run away from the Colonel. Sean Rodriguez, first pitch swinging, lines out into deep right center. Jeff Cook going full throttle, racing into right center. The right fielder snared it on the run high above his head. Sean Rodriguez was robbed of an extra base hit and an RBI. Hard hit balls all over the place early in this game by both teams. No runs for the Kernels in the third inning. No hits, a hit batter. There were no South Bend errors, and the Kernels leave one, our second stranded of the evening. Our Colonel Roadshow Trivia Challenge question: what American League catcher, as the captain of his team, hit over 300 and drove in over 100 runs for 3 straight years, 75, 76, and 77? Tom Kelly last night earned himself a prize from the Bim Ritter Diamond Shop by correctly answering Thurman Munson. We'll have another Colonel Roadshow Trivia Challenge question for you in the Colonel 5th inning. After 2.5 in South Bend, it's 3-0 Kernels. You're listening to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
Dun, 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 dun,
Da-da-da-da-da-da! Hey, call the A-Team! Hey, Matt, thanks for having us over for the game, but, we could have had it at my house. My TV is bigger, and my AC works.
I thought you were supposed to get that fixed while your wife was out of town this week.
Oh, man, I totally forgot, and she's coming home tomorrow.
She's gonna kill you.
What am I gonna do?
You need to call the A-Team.
The A-Team?
Yeah, Ahern Plumbing and Heating. They can get your service in 24 hours, guaranteed.
I better call Ahern Plumbing and Heating right away.
This is an emergency. This isn't. Say it's an evening or a weekend, and you have you don't need, but you'd rather not for your doctor's office to open. That's when it's time to visit a Mercy Care Urgent Care Clinic. Just walk in, limp in, or even crawl in. And a Mercy Care physician will help you feel better faster. There's a Mercy Care Urgent Care Clinic near you. Mercy Care North in the new Mercy Health Plaza on Council Street Northeast, and Mercy Care South on Edgewood Road Southwest. Open Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 9 p.m., and weekends, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. So next time you have... visit a Mercy Care Urgent Care Clinic in your neighborhood.
Lower third of the South Bend order. In the bottom of the third, Lino Garcia has 2 catches in this game in center field. He's batting .266. Lino with 3 homers, 14 RBIs, a right-handed hitter to face Kevin Jepsen, who pours in a strike at the letters on the outside corner. Lino is from Venezuela. He's 20 years old. He played in South Bend 2 seasons ago in 67 games, hit .185. Ball one is upstairs. Last year with Yakima, the Yakima Bears, in 49 games, Garcia hit .221, no homers, 18 RBIs. He stands straight away from the right side, rests the bat on his back shoulder, and falls behind in the count 1-2 as he pops one foul straight over our heads. We're just to the right of home plate here at Kovalevsky Stadium, low to the ground. Above us, plexiglass windows that the folks in the upper deck restaurant enjoy the game from, right behind home plate. Garcia lays off a curve, high, ball 2. Tom Kelly, our Colonel Roadshow Trivia Challenge winner from last night. Thurman Munson, 3 straight years hitting over 300 with over 100 RBIs. The bottom falls out of a curveball. Lino Garcia swung over it. Strike 3, and that's 2 strikeouts for Kevin Jepsen. 1 out in the South Bend third, 3-0 Kernels. The batter, right-handed hitting catcher Brian Rose. He's from the University of Florida. Bev Taylor, our in-studio engineer, spent his career as an air traffic controller in Oakland, California. And Bev was very familiar about the tragic accident that led to the death of Thurman Munson back in the late 70s in Canton, Ohio, his hometown. Brian Rose smashes one foul down the right field line, out of play, strike 1. According to Bev Taylor, our in-studio engineer, who has the actual accident report, here's a high fly ball down the first base side into shallow right. Howie Kendrick out, but he darts out of the way as Blake Balcom hauls it in near the line in right. Brian Rose is the second out as he flies to Balcom in right here in the South Bend third inning. According to Bev Taylor, an air traffic controller for his career out in Oakland, Thurman Munson purchased a very, very top-of-the-line small private aircraft known as the Citation. It's one level below a Lear jet. Lear is the Cadillac name in airplanes, private planes. Thurman Munson had a Citation, and he was practicing landings in Akron or in Canton, Ohio, his hometown. Ball one is high. Now Alberto Gonzalez loops one into the crowd above the first base South Bend dugout, and whoever made that catch got a big hand. Thurman Munson apparently came about 1,000 feet short of the runway and crashed. He did not survive the crash. Reggie Jackson was to accompany him on this flying landing practice, but Reggie bowed out at the last minute, thank goodness. Strike 2 called to the right-handed hitter Gonzalez. Now a foul off to the right, out of play. Thurman Munson had that scowl, that perpetual scowl on his face, that big mustache. He looked like a catcher. He didn't have the media on his side like Carlton Fisk did in New England. A breaking pitch is high. It's 2-2 to Alberto Gonzalez. A 2-11 batter with 1 homer, 9 RBIs. He's at the plate with the bases empty and 2 gone in the South Bend third. It's 3-0 Kernels. Gonzalez 1 for 2 last night. Takes ball 3 high. He tripled and scored on a relay throw error by the Kernels in the third inning. It was his 4th triple of the year. He also walked and scored in South Bend's 2-run 7th inning that put the game away. The payoff pitch from Kevin is a fastball driven in the air to right. Blake Balcom doesn't have to move a step. He's there to end the inning. Alberto Gonzalez flies to right on a 3-2 pitch from Jepsen. 3 shutout innings for the 19-year-old Colonel right-hander Kevin Jepsen. As we go to the top of the 4th, it's the Kernels leading South Bend 3-0. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
When searching for a professional logistics team of experts to handle your warehousing operations, look to Worley Warehousing. Worley Warehousing will help you achieve greater efficiencies by providing superior warehouse facilities, technological advancements, and expert professionals. By focusing on technological innovations and keen foresight, Worley Warehousing has grown into one of our nation's leading warehousing operations. Worley Warehousing, your single source for all of your warehousing and distribution needs.
Here's a fact about the new Veterans Memorial Stadium I bet you didn't know. All of the grounds surrounding our community's newest source of pride are maintained by Greg's Lawn Service. That's right, it's Greg's Lawn Service that provides you with that initial lift when you approach our magnificent new ballpark. Greg's Lawn Service can put their first-class signature on your yard, elevating it to the same immaculate condition you see around the stadium. Greg's Lawn Service, a cut above the rest since 1983.
Good morning, Mr. Phelps. The Freedom Festival Great Cardboard Boat Regatta is Sunday, June 27th. Your mission is to build a boat from cardboard capable of racing the course 3 times. Cardboard courtesy of Warehouser is at the Stickle Warehousing parking lot, 308 29th Street Northeast. The Great Cardboard Boat Regatta, part of the Cedar Rapids Freedom Festival, June 24th through July 4th. Further instructions for this mission are online at www.freedomfestival.com. This recording will get very wet.
Brandon Wood has the big blow in this game through 3 innings. On a 1-2 pitch against right-hander Chris Kinsey, he smashed a 2-run single past third in the first inning. He lines an extra base hit into the left center field gap. John Kaplan and Lino Garcia converge on it. It's Garcia who fumbles it but gets it back into the cutoff man. Not before Brandon Wood has his second hit of the game. Brandon Wood, a leadoff double, jumped on the first pitch from the right-hander, Chris Kinsey. That's the first Colonel hit since Brandon Wood's 2-run single back in the first. And the Kernels have a great chance to add to their 3-0 lead here in the 4th inning. Aaron Peel should be up there trying to hit the ball to the right side of the South Bend infield to get his teammate over to third. That's exactly what Peel tried to do. He checked his swing on a curveball, and the ball rolls foul weakly to the first base Silverhawk dugout. Aaron Peel, 0 for 3 last night, 3 for 6 in the Colonel 13-inning win here Sunday afternoon. In fact, he scored the go-ahead run in the 13th. He again tries to go the other way and hits one off the end of the bat, looping it foul into the first base stand. Strike 2 to Aaron Peel. Chris Kinsey pitched in 10 games in relief with South Bend last year, his rookie year, no record. He only pitched 11 2/3 innings. He started 9 games for Yakima, was 3-3 with an ERA of 4 even. He's 4-4 this year, coming off a complete game 2-0 shutout victory Thursday in Beloit. In that start, in 9 innings against the Snappers, he gave up 7 hits, struck out 3, walked 2. Aaron Peel grounded to short to end the Colonel 3-run first. Ooh, a wild pitch or a pass ball. They'll probably call it a pass ball. Although Brian Rose did have to lean out to his right, he got plenty of leather on it, and it is a pass ball charged to Brian Rose. Brian Rose has allowed Brandon Wood to advance to third, and now Aaron Peel can try to get a fly ball to bring home Brandon Wood and add to the Colonel lead here in the 4th inning. The infield comes in for the Silverhawks. South Bend's infield is pulled in for the play at the plate. The 1-2 pitch to Peel. Checked his swing on a pitch in the dirt, ball 2. Thurman Munson never did get along with the press, but what a leader he was, and an untimely death in Canton, Ohio back in the late 70s after 3 straight seasons of hitting over 300 with over 100 RBIs. A curve, and that one's lifted down the left field line and beyond the reach of Augie Murillo at third and John Kaplan in left. If I read the account right, and again our in-studio engineer Bev Taylor has the actual report as a former air traffic controller, 2 people in Munson's plane survived. A tap to first and a leaping stab by Varela. He races to the base and beats Aaron Peel. Oh, Edgar Varela playing in just did leap high enough to prevent Brandon Wood from scoring. Aaron Peel would have had a base hit had not Edgar Varela stretched every bit of his 6'2" frame, and he took a run away from the Kernels on a tap to the right side by Peel. Now the key man in the inning is Nick Kimpton. We need a fly ball from Nick Kimpton. The infield still in for South Bend. Top of the 4th inning, Brandon Wood at third with 1 out. Oh, Aaron Peel almost got the job done. A curve is a strike to Nick Kimpton, who struck out on 3 pitches, leading off the 2nd inning. We'll have another Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge question for you in the Kernel top of the 5th inning. Ball 1 down and in to Nick Kimpton. Nick has a big hole in the side of his gray Kernel Road trousers. He probably did that earlier in the series. He swings and misses at a curve, strike 2. Crowd of at least 4,500 here tonight at the Cove, Stanley Kovalevsky Stadium, named after a Hall of Fame pitcher with the Indians, who threw a spitball back in the 1920s. Nick down on strikes. The pitch in the dirt, and the catcher throws to first to complete the strikeout. I'll be darned. Kernels had a runner at third with nobody out, and now they need a base hit from Quan Cosby. You've got to get that runner home, or at least get the ball in the air. But the Kernels unable to do so against Chris Kinsey. Boy, Kinsey got Aaron Peel to bounce out to first, and he got Nick Kimpton striking out swinging for the 2nd straight time. And he did it with off-speed stuff. Maybe Quan Cosby can pick up both Peel and Kimpton and get this run home. Quan swats the first pitch foul off to the left, strike 1. Brandon Wood, a leadoff double, went to third on a pass ball, and he's still at third with 2 out here in the 4th inning. Those fundamentals are so vital to success in this game of baseball. Line drive. Leaping stab to take a run away from the Kernels by shortstop Alberto Gonzalez. Alberto Gonzalez, leaping high, took a run away from the Kernels. And even though they trail 3-0, South Bend has the momentum in this game. Wow, Quan Cosby lashed one. It appeared to be heading into left field, but Alberto Gonzalez left his feet at least 1.5 feet up in the air, and he stabbed it to rob the Kernels of a run. No runs in the 4th inning, despite having a runner at third and nobody out. There was one Kernel hit, no South Bend errors. The Kernels leave a runner and have stranded 3. Silverhawks have the momentum now as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's 3-0 Kernels. This is Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
You're in the Zone. Attention sports fans. Iowa's #1 sports announcer is right here on the Zone. For the 2nd year in a row, the Iowa Associated Press has named Scott Unash the best damn play-by-play announcer in the state. Fact is, Scott's dedication to outstanding coverage of area metro sports is unprecedented. The guy eats, sleeps, and breathes local sports. You can catch Scott weekday afternoons at 3 on the 19th hole with Scott Unash, and Saturday mornings at 9 when he hosts the Hy-Vee Coaches Corner. And in addition to great seasonal high school play-by-play, you can hear Scott calling all the hot action of Hawkeye Downs racing on Friday nights. Scott knows sports, and once again, he's AP's top play-by-play announcer of the year. One more reason why you need to keep it in the zone. ESPN Radio, 1600 AM.
Where can you golf, bowl, and throw darts under the same roof?
Must be a big place.
Not really.
Must be cool.
It is.
Must be time you told me more.
Double Inn at the corner of Ellis Boulevard and F Avenue Northwest is the place to find all this fun. We have golden tee, darts, a bunch of TVs, and we've got the new Silver Strike bowling game.
You really can golf, bowl, and play darts under the same roof.
Dart leagues every night of the week, and don't miss the tournament every Friday night. Find it all at the Double Inn.
3-0 Kernels. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Let's hope that the Kernels don't look back on that failure to get Brandon Wood home from third with no out in the top of this fourth inning as the turning point in the game. Man, oh man, you've got to get that runner home. Credit the Silverhawks, though. They did all the right things. They brought their infield in, and the Kernels came within, half an inch twice of getting Brandon Wood home on the bouncer. Just looked like it would be just out of the reach of Edgar Varela, but he stabbed it. And then a leaping stab of a line shot with 2 outs, and Wood at third off the bat of Quan Cosby foiled the Kernels. A let up of beauty, a strike called to Mike Goss. Goss is on a hitting tear. He's in the hole, though, 0-2 as he slaps one foul above a suite along the third base side. There are 6 suites here at the Cove. They're a lot smaller than the suites in the new Veterans Memorial Stadium, but they're nonetheless very comfortable. Goss, a left-handed batter, swings and misses strike 3 on a curveball. Mike Goss with a Baltimore chop infield single his first time up, has the only hit of the night for South Bend. He's the third strikeout victim of Kevin Jepsen. Rich and Carol Kendall own the 2 Culver's Frozen Custard and Butterburger restaurants. One of them right across from Allen Motor Company in Hiawatha, off I-380, Boyson Road exit. The other Culver's Frozen Custard and Butterburger restaurant is in front of the Windsong 12 Theater Complex, across from Westdale Mall on the southwest side. Rich and Carol Kendall of Culver's Frozen Custard and Butterburger invite you to come in and delight in their great food. A ground ball past Kevin Jepsen is fielded by Brandon Wood, and he throws to get Emilio Bonifácio. Emilio Bonifácio grounded one past the mound, but Kevin took a swipe at it, didn't get it, but Brandon Wood did. Gliding quickly to his left, and from near the base at second, Brandon threw out Emilio Bonifácio 2 away in the South Bend fourth. As you enjoy the world-famous Culver's Frozen Custard and delicious Butterburgers, make sure you register your son or daughter for their chance to be selected as the Culver's Small Fry of the game. There's a white registration box near where the straws and condiments are at each of the Culvers, and that's where you can register your kid for their chance to be drawn as the Culver's Small Fry of the game. Jeff Cook, 0 for 1, ended the first by hitting into a double play. He grounds one sharply up the middle. Howie Kendrick backhands and throws! And he took a hit away from Jeff Cook. Oh, Howie Kendrick with a sparkling defensive play went quickly to his right, backhanded a ground ball up the middle, and then leaping in the air, one-hopped it to Matt Pauley. Pauley scooped it for the out. And down in order go the top 3 in the Silverhawk order at the hands of Kevin Jepsen in the home half of the fourth inning. As the Culver Small Fry of the game, your son or daughter will get to take the field and get the autograph of their favorite Kernel player between innings of a Kernel home game, and then Mr. Shucks will present your son or daughter with a certificate good for a free kids meal at either Culver's Frozen Custard and Butterburger restaurant. Register, and your kid could be the next Culver Small Fry of the game. Up next in the top of the fifth, our Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge. As we go head to the fifth, it's 3-0 Kernels, and this is Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Hey, man, what's up? Just getting ready to kick your butt.
Right. And mess up your hair?
You just wish you could look this good. Boo! Nothing but net.
Hey, I'm a busy guy. I don't have time to make my hair look as good as yours. I mean, who has time to schedule an appointment, let alone show up for it?
Not me. I just go to Cost Cutters. I can get in whenever it's convenient for me.
Nice shot.
Yeah.
So you're telling me you just walk into Cost Cutters and come out looking good?
Well, for some of us, that comes naturally. But Cost Cutters makes it easier. They can do anything you want. A cool cut, even some color, and get some of that styling gel stuff to keep you looking good. Like me.
Oh, so that's why your hair never moves.
Oh, you're funny.
Cost Cutters. Thanks, man. This will save me some time.
Great. Then you'll have time to work on your game.
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
Are you a busy guy? Save yourself time and walk into one of our area's 12 Cost Cutters whenever it's convenient for you. Then relax, because Cost Cutters will make things easy and affordable for you.
Cost Cutters. Live your life. We always have time for your hair.
Unless you have a crystal ball that really works, nobody can foresee all the risks that might become realities. Most of us don't have a foolproof crystal ball, though. That's why it's sensible to consider the calamities that might occur to your car, home, business, or life, and insure yourself against the worst. See Phil Andrews, your Pekin insurance agent, about a well-planned insurance program for your individual needs. The future is uncertain. See your Pekin insurance agent, Phil Andrews, at Weidenhammer Andrews Agency.
Howie Kendrick has done it again on an 0-1 pitch. He bunts, and all the third baseman Augie Marino can do is stand in front of third base, glove it, and give it back to the pitcher, Chris Kinsey. Yet another hit for Howie Kendrick. He started the game by lining the single into center. He was robbed of a base hit on a deep drive into center in the second inning, and he bunts his way on an 0-1 pitch to open up the Kernel fifth inning. The Kernels have out-hit South Bend now 6-1. And the batter, Matt Pauley, lays off a curve high from Chris Kinsey. Log on now for your chance to earn a prize from the Bim Ritter Diamond Shop as our Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge question winner. www.kernels.com. A pitch in the dirt, and I thought it hit Matt Pauley. It did hit Matt Pauley. Or did it hit his bat? Now, wait a minute. Bobby Magallanes is going to argue that pitch hit his foot, not his bat. And Matt Pauley is staying at the plate, apparently. Howie Kendrick goes to second. And I'm not sure if that was a wild pitch or it hit Matt. I guess it didn't hit Matt Pauley in the foot. It's a wild pitch. Howie Kendrick was running on the play, no stolen base, because the catcher, Brian Rose, had no chance to throw. I thought that pitch hit Pauley in the foot, but it's a wild pitch, and down to second goes Howie Kendrick. Howie's in scoring position for Matt Pauley. Left-handed batter. Ball three, low and outside. www.Kernels, Kernels, is where you can log on now to answer our Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge. Just go to the link, hit the link on the right side of the homepage, and give us your name, address, phone number, and the date, June 8th. Your name, your address, your phone number, and June 8th. Once you log on to Kernels.com and hit that special link on the right side of the homepage to email us. A curve, a strike to Pauley, now a breaking pitch downstairs, and Matt Pauley joins Howie Kendrick aboard with the second walk issued by right-hander Chris Kinsey. You email us your name, address, phone number, and this evening's date, June 8th, and then answer this Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge question. Here it is. The first player selected in the 1982 draft went to the Chicago Cubs. Who was he? Bobby Wilson on a breaking pitch, takes low, just low, ball one. Our Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge question. The first player selected in the 1982 draft went to the Cubs. Who was he? He wound up having I would say, a C+ to B career. A high fly ball into deep left by Bobby Wilson. John Kaplan on the warning track has it. Howie Kendrick tags and advances to third. Ooh, this is a tough place to hit a home run. Bobby Wilson hit it as far as you can. Drove the 5'9" left fielder John Kaplan just to the left of the 360 mark. Kaplan reached up high and caught it. Kendrick, good base running, got on his horse and galloped to third. Matt Pauley stayed at first, and now it's first and third, one out for Blake Balcom. The two guys that I love having up in this kind of situation are Blake Balcom and Sean Rodriguez. They usually execute very well in these situational. A ground ball, double play ball to short. Throw to second, out. Throw to first, not made. The second baseman was late getting to second, and a run scores. Howie Kendrick scores to make it 4-0. That was a double play ball botched by South Bend. Alberto Gonzalez had to wait forever to throw 6-4 to Emilio Bonifácio. They got Matt Pauley, but Blake Balcom gets the run home as he reaches on a fielder's choice. It's his second RBI in as many nights, and it gives the Kernels a 4-0 lead here in the top of the fifth inning. 1 on, 2 out for Sean Rodriguez, 0 for 2. He struck out and lined to right. A curve is in there for a strike to Sean. Rodriguez with a super-duper series, looking to reach base for the first time in this one after dominating the South Bend staff the first 3 games. Look out, Sean Rodriguez is hit. That one hurt him a little bit. Might have gotten him in the ribs. Sean is bent over, and he discards his black lacquer bat and trots to first base. I'm not sure where that one got Sean, but he was stung pretty good by it. And that hit batsman, the second, struck by right-hander Chris Kinsey. Blake Balcom to second. Sean Rodriguez at first. 2 on, 2 out for Brandon Wood. The first player selected in the 1982 draft went to the Chicago Cubs. And believe me, he arrived in the big leagues with great fanfare and high expectations, perhaps a little bit too high. And I thought he had a pretty good big league career. He played almost 20 years in the big leagues. Longevity was certainly one of his strengths. Who was he? That's our Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge question. The first player selected in the 82 draft went to the Cubs. Who was he? Email us with your answer at kernels.com. Just click on the link on the right side of the homepage with your name, address, phone number, the date, June 8th, and the answer to that Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge question. A strike on an 0-1 or on a 1-0 pitch to Brandon Wood evens the count. Wood is 2 for 2. Can Brandon go 3 for 3 and add to the Kernel lead 4-0 here in the fifth? He does. A line shot into right. Rounding third is Blake Balcom. The throw home by Jeff Cook is cut off, and it's 5-0 Kernels. Brandon Wood is 3 for 3 and has driven in 3 of the Kernel 5 runs. Brandon Wood went the other way and laced a single into right. Blake Balcom scored from second. On to third went Sean Rodriguez with 2 outs. And the Kernels now enjoy a 5-0 lead here in the top of the fifth inning. The third RBI for Brandon Wood makes it 5-0 Kernels. Now the batter is Aaron Peel. And South Bend, their bullpen comes to life here in the fifth inning. Aaron Peel, 0 for 2. Has a chance to make it a huge inning. He does as he rips one down the line and left. It's cut off and now bounces at the feet of the left fielder Kaplan. It's going to be out at second, but scoring to make it 6-0 is Rodriguez. I don't know how Aaron Peel was thrown out at second, but he was. He drilled one into left. John Kaplan bobbled it. Rodriguez scored from third to make it 6-0. Brandon Wood went to third, and Aaron Peel was thrown out by the left fielder on an RBI single. The play at second went 7-4. Peel must have slipped around first because there's no way he should have been thrown out at second, but he comes through to make it a huge inning for the Kernels. The Kernels in the fifth score 3 runs on 3 hits, a hit batter, a wild pitch. It all started on Howie Kendrick's bunt single. There were no South Bend errors. The Kernels leave a man aboard and have stranded 4. 3 in the first, 3 in the fifth. After 4.5 in South Bend, the Kernels and Kevin Jepsen lead the Silverhawks 6-0. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
At Zimmerman's, We believe that the voice of the customer speaks the loudest. Let's hear what our customers have to say.
We chose Zimmerman because our family has been buying cars. I guess we're probably the third generation to buy cars here at Zimmerman.
Our family's bought 18 cars at Zimmerman's. 18. I ought to get a little bonus or something, wouldn't it?
We build our reputation on one satisfied customer at a time. On behalf of everyone at Zimmerman's, I want to thank you for your business.
It's spring planting time, and garden treasures await you at Peck's Flower Shop and Garden Center. For the best selection in the area, plus all the free expert advice you'll need to make them grow, choose Peck's. The greenhouses at Peck's are filled with beautiful colors, gorgeous hanging baskets, rose bushes, patio pots, and blooming annual flower plants, including the best and newest blooms for sun or shade. Grow your own vegetables and herbs from Peck's large selection of favorite vegetable and tomato plant varieties that are ready to plant. Peck's also has hundreds of varieties of hardy perennial plants, plus acres of trees, shrubs, and evergreens for landscapes. Contact Peck's for an estimate on your landscape project. Visit Peck's Flower Shop and Garden Center, where their knowledgeable staff is ready to answer plant and gardening questions. Peck's, growing garden treasures since 1956, at the corner of Blair's Ferry and Edgewood Roads Northeast.
The Kernels have out-hit South Bend 8-1 and lead the Silverhawks, the team with the best record in the Midwest League, 37-21, 6-0. Kevin Jepsen has given up an infield single back in the first inning to the leadoff batter Mike Goss. He faces Edgar Varela and a change-up, a strike from Kevin Jepsen. Varela lined out to center fielder Quan Cosby his first time up, leading off the second. Good to see him batting with the bases empty. Ball one, low and in. Evens the count to Varela. Edgar, a left-handed batter. .294 hitter. 4 homers, 28 RBIs. And ball two is high and outside. RBIs in that Kernel 3-run fifth from Balcom, Wood, his third of the game, and Aaron Peel. Varela with a healthy cut, fouls one straight back above our heads. You only face Eastern Division opponents in their home ballpark for one series in the Midwest League. Then they come to your ballpark for a series. The only thing we wish we could change about this league, there are 14 teams, so how many teams should be in each division? A worm burner to first. Matt Pauley to his right has it and underhands it to Kevin Jepsen, the pitcher covering for the out. Edgar Varela golfed one to the right side, and it was scooped by Matt Pauley, who then underhanded to the pitcher covering for the first out. There should be 7 teams in each division, right? Well, for some inexplicable, unknown reason, the Midwest League has 8 teams in the West and 6 in the East, and that's absolutely ludicrous. It just shouldn't be that way. But somebody in the league has power, and they decided they didn't want to be in the Eastern Division. The 2 most likely candidates to be in the Eastern Division, the most likely would be Kane County. A pitch launched into right. Blake Balcom's been busy out there. It's off the bat of Augie Murillo, and Augie is retired on a fly ball to right. Kevin Jepsen is now set down. 9 in a row. Augie Murillo, the last batter to reach against Jepsen, was hit by a pitch in the second inning, but caught trying to steal second. John Kaplan will try to be the first Silverhawk to reach, and Murillo was hit by a pitch in the second inning. Bottom of the fifth, 6-0 Kernels. Either Kane County should be in the Western Division. It's that simple. And then the league would be balanced. But instead, they're in the West, and we have an awkward situation where there are 8 teams in the West and 6 in the East. A strike to John Kaplan, who lined out to left to end the South Bend second, and he now takes the curve high. Big crowd at Kovaleski Stadium. 6-0 Kernels. Bottom of the fifth inning. Jepsen's 1-1. Cut on and miss. Strike 2 on John Kaplan. The Kernels looking to make it a 6-2 road trip to Burlington and South Bend. Boy, that would be something if we could do that. Kaplan grounds one to third. First chance for Sean Rodriguez. He backhands, throws low but out. Matt Pauley with a good pick on a throw in the dirt by the strong-armed infielder Sean Rodriguez, and Kevin Jepsen has cruised through the first 5 innings. He's now retired 10 straight Silverhawks and only allowed 1 hit. Down in order goes South Bend for the 3rd time in a row. Kernels come to bat in the top of the 6th inning on top of South Bend, 6-0. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
When we met, I forget we would never forget the Ojanos. Now it's where mi amore and I dine in. We carry out the lunch and the dinner all the time for lasagna, ravioli, mandacati, cannelloni, tortellini. Or try their delicious salads and sub sandwiches too. The Ojanos is the hometown taste of Italy. For your next meal with friends and a family, remember the Ojanos with 5 convenient locations for the pasta that makes you sing.
Hi, this is Dave Town with 5 Seasons Transportation and Parking. Do you ever wonder if it's safe to send your child on the bus? It is, and here's a few reasons why. All the buses in Cedar Rapids are equipped with security cameras, so the drivers always know what's happening behind them. The buses also have global positioning systems, or GPS, which means they can be tracked at any time by satellite. Does that surprise you? It shouldn't. 5 Seasons Transportation takes safety very seriously, and we've taken many steps to make sure your child will have a safe, easy ride every time they take the bus. Even when your child isn't on the bus, 5 Seasons Transportation is helping keep them safe by using pollution-free biodiesel and alcohol fuels, Iowa products that help keep the air clean. And if your child is ever in trouble, they can always flag down a bus for help. I'm Dave Town, and I like to think of the bus as a traveling safety cocoon, motoring along Cedar Rapids streets. And keep in mind, if the bus is that safe and easy for your child, maybe you should think about riding the bus to work. Affordable, convenient, and safe. That's the bus. Ride it.
The Kernels have made life miserable for starter Chris Kinsey, a right-hander, so he's lifted. He goes 5 innings and gave the Kernels 6 runs on 8 hits, struck out 3, walked 2, hit 2 batters, and threw 2 wild pitches. It was not Kinsey's night. His last start was a complete game shutout in Beloit. A lefty is on for the Silverhawks. Left-hander Mark Rosen. It's the first time we've seen him in this series. And he faces left-handed hitting Nick Kimpton, who struck out twice against the departed right-hander Kinsey. Strike 1 from Mark Rosen, R-O-S-E-N. Working from the stretch. And a pitch is high. It evens the count to Nick, 1-1. 6-0 Kernels, top of the 6th inning. Mark Rosen is a New Englander. 5'11", 210. A ground ball to the second baseman. And Emilio Bonifácio retires Nick Kimpton by tossing to first. 1 away in the Kernels' 6th inning. Rosen was drafted by Arizona in the 5th round 2 years ago. He's only 19 years old. He was taken out of high school in Salisbury, Connecticut. Mark Rosen in his 3rd year of pro ball, 5-5 in 12 starts last year with Missoula, an ERA of above 5. Ball 1 high and away to Quan Cosby. Quan had an RBI base hit taken away from him on a leaping stab with 2 out in the 4th inning. Brandon Wood was at 3rd by the shortstop, Alberto Gonzalez. Quan, batting right-handed now, sends one soaring foul into the right field stands. Strike 1. Mark Rosen, just 19 years old. The 1-1 to Cosby. Inside for ball 1, or ball 2 rather. Again, the final line on the South Bend starter, 5 innings pitched. He gave up 6 runs on 8 hits, struck out 3, walked 2, and hit 2. Quan ahead, 2-1. Bounces one over the hill. This may be a base hit. It will be. It goes into center field as the second baseman and shortstop almost crash together. Quan Cosby has the first hit off reliever Mark Rosen, a chopper into center. and the 9th Kernel hit of the game. Rosen so far this year, 0-1. He's only pitching for the 8th time for the Silverhawks. In 12 innings, he's given up 19 hits. Fanned 10 men in 12 innings, walked 6, an ERA of 6 even. 1 on, 1 out for Howie Kendrick. He started the Kernel 3-run 5th with a bunt single. And a changeup in the dirt, ball 1 to Howie. Speaking of first-round draft picks, or the first player taken in the draft, that was what our Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge question was this evening. Who did the Cubs take? A ground ball foul past third. Who did the Cubs take when they had the first pick in the draft in '82? You've already logged on to the Kernel website and clicked on the link on the right side of the homepage and emailed us the answer to that question. But first players in the draft, well, for the most part, pretty good selections. I remember John Campbell, TV9 sports director. When I first came to the Kernels in 1996, John pulled me aside, and here's a pitch rifled foul into left field, just over the bag at third. Bobby Magallanes doesn't argue with the plate umpire, Robert Price. John Campbell said, John, one of the first things I remember covering as a young sportscaster in Appleton, Wisconsin, was the arrival of Harold Baines as an 18-year-old kid just out of high school. Harold Baines was the first player taken in the 1977 draft. And what a career Harold Baines had. Some think he should be in the Hall of Fame. Howie in the hole, 1 and 2. Look out, he rifles one foul beyond the first base South Bend dugout. Howie Kendrick is 2 for 3 tonight. He scored 2 of the Kernel 6 runs, adding to his .358 average. John said Harold got off an airplane on a cold early April day up in Appleton and was so shy and humble and unassuming that he barely got 2 words out of him. John Campbell, TV9 sports director, recalling meeting Harold Baines over 25 years ago in Appleton, Wisconsin. Bob Horner was the first player taken the next year. He had a mercurial career, a couple of great years, and then injuries took their toll on Bob Horner. A guy who never made it to the big leagues, the first player taken in '79 by Seattle, Al Chambers, an outfielder. Oh, he may have got a cup of coffee, but certainly never heard of him. The next year, out of Crenshaw High School, Darryl Strawberry. He should have been a Hall of Famer, but his lifestyle led to his ruin. A line drive to the shortstop. He has it, throws to first. Quan got back. Howie Kendrick crushed that 1-2 pitch and lined out to Alberto Gonzalez for the second out of the Kernel 6th inning. Mike Moore, a veteran right-hander, was the first player taken in the '81 draft by the Seattle Mariners. I can't tell you who the Cubs took in '82. That's the Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge question. Tim Belcher, he never quite lived up to his promise as a right-hander. Belcher was a Twin #1 pick back in '83. And then Met fans will long remember the bust of Sean Abner. Sean Abner played for the Mets and Padres, but did not have a very distinguished big league career. A curve is a strike to Matt Pauley. Matt's 1 for 2. He walked his last time up. And he pops one over the Kernel third base dugout to even the count 1-1. B.J. Surhoff sure had a great career. I don't think B.J.'s with the Braves anymore, but he was the first player taken in '85 by Milwaukee. Jeff King, who's played with the Pirates in Kansas City. I think Jeff King's out of baseball now. First player taken in '86. Ken Griffey Jr. in '87, approaching his 500th career home run. Then Andy Bennett. He just retired last year. Andy had a fair career with the Padres and Cardinals, among others. Strike 2 called to Matt Pauley. It's 1-2 to the Kernel left-handed batter. And he stays alive and fouls one over the screen. How about Ben McDonald? Remember Big Ben McDonald? B.J. Surhoff sure still is alive and well. He's with the Baltimore Orioles. Boy, I'll tell you, Mike Lockhart, I lose track of these great names from the past. First players picked in the draft. That's what we're discussing. A check swing, and it rolls foul in front of the Colonel dugout. Mike Lockhart was our dugout interview guest here on Sunday. Mike's the play-by-play voice of the Silverhawks and Notre Dame ice hockey. He talked to us about the thrill of working for Notre Dame and traveling on the road to all those exotic warm weather hockey cities. Minneapolis, St. Paul, Anchorage, Alaska, Brunswick, Maine. Here's a curve in the dirt, and it's 2-2 to Pauly. Ben McDonald was a giant 6'6" right-hander with Baltimore, and his career was sidetracked by injuries. And after Ben McDonald, a blue chipper, Chipper Jones. The 2-2 to Pauly. Strike three called, a borderline pitch. Matt disagrees with the call by plate umpire Robert Price. But the Colonels are gone in the top of the sixth inning. No runs, one hit against the new lefty, Mark Rosen. No errors committed by South Bend. The Colonels strand a runner, our fifth left of the evening. Kevin Jepsen's been dynamite. He's only allowed one hit in 5 innings. He's back to the hill for the home half of the sixth in South Bend, where the Colonels lead the Silverhawks 6-0. This is Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
Is Tim Kirkchen a metrosexual? Have you ever waxed your body hair?
Absolutely not.
Do you moisturize daily?
No.
Has a gay man ever hit on you?
Yes.
Did you like it? Tim Kirkchen's grade. Golick was an 8. I was a 29. Your score is a 10, which means you are a possible future metrosexual.
Closer to Golick.
Can I tell you what you were 1 point away from in the 0 through 9 point range? The first line would have been stud. You're a manly man.
Mike and Mike in the morning on ESPN Radio.
Throughout the racing season, the IMCA Dairy Brothers Summer Series late models race at the region's premier dirt track. They are the ultimate dirt racing machine. But this Wednesday night, the IMCA Dairy Brothers Summer Series late models tackle the asphalt at Cedar Rapids Hawkeye Downs Speedway. Dirt late models on asphalt this Wednesday night at Cedar Rapids Hawkeye Downs Speedway, featuring new lower admission prices.
Adults $10, seniors and students $7, kids $1.
Racing starts at 7:30 this Wednesday night at Cedar Rapids Hawkeye Downs Speedway.
At Zimmerman's, we believe that the voice of the customer speaks the loudest. Let's hear what our customers have to say.
I've always had good luck at Zimmerman's. I've bought 5 vehicles here.
You buy a used vehicle, obviously you want it to hold up because you don't want to have problems with it. So we've always had really good luck here, so we just keep coming back.
On behalf of everyone at Zimmerman's, I want to thank you for your business.
Colonels trying to take 3 of 4 from South Bend and rebound from having their 5-game winning streak snapped last night 5-1. Lead at 6-0 after 5.5. Kevin Jepsen's only allowed 2 base runners in 5 innings. A leadoff Baltimore chop single by Mike Goss in the first. Then he hit a batter, Augie Murillo, in the second, but Augie was thrown out trying to steal second. Since that hit batsman, Kevin Jepsen has stepped down 10 straight Silverhawk hitters, retiring South Bend in order in the second, third, 4th, and 5th. He faces the lower third of the Silverhawk order here in the 6th inning. South Bend is 7th in the league in hitting. They're batting .255, 7th of 14 teams. They're 9th in the league in the power department, 34 home runs in 58 games, and they're 4th in the league in steals. Their strength is pitching. Their team ERA is the lowest in the league, 3.05. They own the league's best record. Lino Garcia takes a strike on the inside corner from Kevin Jepsen. Lino struck out leading off the third. He leads off the 6th inning, batting .266, 3 homers, 14 RBIs for Garcia. A curve and a swing and a miss by Lino, strike 2. After Chipper Jones was taken in 1990, the Yankees signed a lefty named Brian Taylor. He never made it to the big leagues. He was hurt in a fight in Florida and never recovered. Strike 3 called. Good morning, good noon, good night to Lino Garcia. 11 in a row now for Kevin Jepsen. And he is absolutely in total command so far here tonight. Phil Nevin was the first player taken in 92 in the draft. Phil struggled early in his career, had problems controlling his temper, but he's become a pretty good mainstay for the Padres. A pitch in the dirt, ball one to Brian Rose. Then Paul Wilson. Boy, remember when the Mets had Bill Pulsifer, Paul Wilson, and there was a third pitcher they had that they were so high on. None of them ever really came through. A curve, and it's strike one to Brian Rose. He flew out to Balcom and right his first time up. Brian hitting .203, 5 homers, 14 RBIs. A line shot into right. Blake Balcom will have his 4th putout of the game. Brian Rose hit it on the nose, but he's the 12th man in a row set down by Kevin Jepsen. And Blake Balcom has 4 putouts out in right field. Paul Wilson, I think he's resurfaced with the Cincinnati Reds, if I'm not mistaken. First player taken in the '94 draft. What a terrific player. Our parent club, the then California Angels, picked off from the University of Nebraska in '95. Darren Erstad. Boy, Darren is a tough guy. Had over 240 hits a few seasons back. Ball one low to Alberto Gonzalez. 6-0 Kernels. Bottom of the 6th inning. Gonzalez takes a healthy cut, fouls one right above our heads, strike one. Alberto flew out to Balcom and right his first time up. Gonzalez batting with nobody on, 2 out in the South Bend 6th inning. And he shoots one foul down the right field line, strike 2. Johnny Rodriguez, our guest on the dugout interview, talked about Chris Benson, the right-hander out of Clemson, taken by the Pirates in '96. Benson is still trying to bloom into the great pitcher the Pirates thought he would be. And Uncle Charlie just high, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes to Alberto Gonzalez. But Benson pitched against Johnny Rodriguez's Miami teams in the mid-'90s in the College World Series. Another pitch, another foul. Count remains, well, the scoreboard says 2-2, so that's what we'll say to Alberto Gonzalez. Kevin Jepsen is trying to retire the side in order for the 4th straight time and make it 13 in a row. A line shot into center. Quan Cosby had the batter played perfectly, and Quan makes the grab. Alberto Gonzalez hit one hard into right center. Quan was cheating way around into right center, and it's a good thing he was, because the ball was hit like a bullet right at him for the final out of the South Bend 6th inning. 13 in a row set down by 19-year-old Colonel right-hander Kevin Jepsen. He has been the man with a capital T and capital M here tonight. We go to the top of the 7th, and the Kernels still lead the Silverhawks 6-0. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Toyota Financial Services of Cedar Rapids understands the importance of reading in the lives of our community's children. That's why they're proud to fund the 6th annual Toyota Financial Services Kernel Summer Reading Program. The generous support of Toyota Financial Services will result in Kernels players conducting a record 32 elementary school assemblies this spring to encourage girls and boys to read throughout the summer. Their reading accomplishments will be recognized by Toyota Financial Services with fabulous rewards. Toyota Financial Services, a true hero to the Kernels and the youth of our community.
We go to the top of the seventh, a fast-moving game. The Kernels in good shape to try to make it 6-2 on the road. Ball 2 to Bobby Wilson. Bobby was a big part of the Kernel first inning success against the starter Chris Kinsey. He singled in a run and he scored, and he drives one hard on a line right at Emilio Bonifácio. Bobby Wilson facing left-hander Mark Rosen for the first time. Lashed one right at the second baseman for the first out of the seventh inning. Well, since we're talking about the draft, it was the subject of our Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge earlier. Our Kernel of Wisdom, a fun fact about the draft. Twice in the history of the draft, it started in 1965, 2 times, there have been 2 players taken in the same high school. Boy, isn't that something. Ball 1 to Blake Balcom. Now he drives one high and deep at foul into the Kernel left field bullpen. Strike 1 to Blake. In 1972, our Kernel of Wisdom tells us that Jerry Manuel, the former skipper of the White Sox, and Mike Ondina, he never made it to the big leagues. They were both first-round picks from Rancho Cordova High School in California back in 1972. Here's a chopper to short on 2 hops. And unloading to get Blake Balcom is Alberto Gonzalez. Blake Balcom drove in a run and scored in the Kernel 3-run fifth. He's the second out of the Kernel 7th inning as he bounces out to short. Recently, in 1997, Great Bridge High School in Chesapeake, Virginia, had 2 first-round picks. One is on his way, I think, to a pretty good big league career. Michael Kadire, who played in this Midwest League for the Fort Wayne Wizards. Michael Kadire, a first-round pick by the Twins out of Great Bridge High School in Chesapeake, Virginia. The other, John Curtis, C-U-R-T-I-C-E, a pitcher drafted in the first round by Boston, but he didn't last long. He signed a big contract, and he's out of baseball now as far as I know. John Curtis, C-U-R-T-I-C-E. There was a John Curtis back in the mid to late 70s with the Red Sox, but this was a different pitcher, John Curtis. Sean Rodriguez on a 2-0 pitch, hit on the left arm. Sean hit for the second time in a row, this time by lefty Mark Rosen. Sean Rodriguez will be wearing the battle bruises of this game. That one hit him in the left bicep. Sean just threw his bat down like a good professional should and hustled down to first base. The Kernels have only been retired in order 1 time tonight in the second inning by starter Chris Kinsey. It's been all Kernels tonight, 6-0, 9 hits for the Kernels, only 1 for the Silverhawks. Here's Brandon Wood, who's 3 for 3. Swing and a tip foul into the middle of the catcher, strike 1. Our Kernel of Wisdom, 2 tandems of first-round picks from the same high school in the same year, 1972, 1997. Think how proud you'd be if you were the coach of those high school teams. Well, what kind of team did you have this past spring? Oh, pretty good. Okay, I had 2 kids picked in the first round of the professional draft. Brandon falls in the hole 0-2 as he tips one foul behind the plate. Sean Rodriguez not being held at first by the lefty, Mark Rosen. South Bend has a right-hander up in their bullpen, nothing doing in the Kernel bullpen. Swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt, and the catcher has to throw to first to complete the strikeout of Brandon Wood. Brandon retired for the first time tonight. He's driven in 3 of the Kernel's 6 runs. In the 7th, no runs for the Kernels, no hits, a hit batter. There were no South Bend errors. The Kernels strand a runner. We've left 6 and 7 innings. 7th inning stretch at Kovaleski Stadium. Kernels lead it 6-0. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Fans, your Cedar Rapids Taco Bell restaurants have something new for you to cheer about this season. A Taco Bell 10 spot. When the Kernels score 10 or more runs in any game this season, you'll score beef tacos for just 39 cents the very next day at any Cedar Rapids Taco Bell. That's a savings of 50 cents per taco, limit 10 per customer. Remember, when the Kernels put up a Taco Bell 10 spot by plating 10 or more runs in any game, you get up to 10 39-cent beef tacos the very next day at any Cedar Rapids Taco Bell.
There's a dream that lies
in your heart to tell you you're one of a kind. This is your time to just believe. Rise up, be strong. Originality lasts a whole lot long. Nothing better. Dr. Pepper. The taste of originality, Dr. Pepper. Salute individuality, Dr. Pepper. Do what you do, your moment has come. You're not like anyone. Nothing's better. Dr. Pepper. Do what you do, your moment has come. You're not like anyone. Nothing's better. Dr. Pepper.
Kevin Jepsen has been just as dominant as lefty Matt Chico was against us last night in the South Bend 5-1 victory that snapped our 5-game winning streak. Matt Chico at one time retired 13 straight Kernels. Kevin Jepsen has done the same. The last man to reach for South Bend was Augie Murillo. He was hit by a pitch in the second inning. It's the top of the order for South Bend in the seventh, 6-0 Kernels. Mike Goss has the only hit for the Silverhawks, a Baltimore chopped single in the bottom of the first inning. The next time up, Goss, a left-handed batter, struck out. Kevin Jepsen misses inside, ball one. Ryan Coffin, a right-hander, warming up for the Silverhawks in their right field bullpen. Ryan Coffin. A ground ball to Matt Pauley. It sneaks underneath him to his right. They may charge him with an error. And let's see. That may be an error on Matt Pauley. We'll have to wait and see. The ball was hit a little bit to his right, and it indeed is an error charged to Matt Pauley. Just his first of the year. That ball snuck between Matt's arm and his armpit on his glove side. And Mike Goss is the first to reach since the second inning as he reaches on an error at first base. Each team, well, actually, that's the first error committed by either team. Ball one is outside to Emilio Bonifácio. Let's see how deep Kevin Jepsen has worked into games this year. I believe this is uncharted water for him. I believe the longest he's gone all year is 6 innings, but he's been so economical. His pitch count is low that he should still have a lot of gas in the tank. Yes, Kevin Jepsen working into the 7th inning for the first time this year. He's gone 6 innings, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, including his last start Thursday in Burlington. He delivers upstairs. It's 2-1 to Emilio Bonifácio. Joe Mauer, the first player taken in the 2001 draft, got his first professional home run recently for the Twins. The Devil Rays are still waiting on Josh Hamilton. His life has taken a number of different twists, from being kind of a choir boy and polite and well-behaved to experimenting in the adult world of drugs and late-night entertainment. So Hamilton is yet to pan out for Tampa Bay. A swing and a foul evens the count to Emilio Bonifácio, 2-2. Pat Burrell. What a great career he should have for the Phillies. He had a tough year last year. In fact, he and Larry Boa didn't see eye to eye. Kevin Jepsen on a 3-2 pitch delivers high, ball 4 to Emilio Bonifácio. Kevin is in the first trouble he's been in all night. First and second, nobody out. And the batter, Jeff Cook. The catcher, Bobby Wilson, out to the mound to talk it over with Kevin Jepsen. Now Sean Rodriguez comes over and says a few words to Jeppy as his teammates call him. Kevin Jepsen. An error and a walk, the first issued by Kevin, and Jeff Cook is the batter with 2 on, nobody out. The Kernels ahead 6-0 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Dimitri Young's younger brother, Delmon Young, was the first player taken 2 years ago. Jeff Cook lines one foul hard but foul down the right field line. It had extra bases written all over it. Jeff Cook almost made this a brand new game as he tagged the first pitch from Kevin and fouled it hard into the right field corner. And the Colonel Brain Trust is a bit concerned because they dispatched Matt Abram down in full catcher's gear to start warming up a Colonel relief pitcher. Remember, Kevin Jepsen has not worked into the 7th inning yet this season, so this is new territory for him. Jeff Cook is 0 for 2, a left-handed batter. And strike 2 called on the outside corner at the knees from Kevin. Who's that man up in the Colonel bullpen? Jesse Smith. Jesse Smith, who pitched effectively here in the Colonel win Saturday night, warming up in the left field corner for the Colonels. The 0-2 to Cook. Slap foul off to the left. The scoreboard here at Kovaleski Stadium is a big part of the landscape. It's in deep left center field above the steep grass slope seating berm to the left of the batter's eye and above the advertising panels. Ground ball foul whistled past the feet of the manager for the Silverhawks, Tony Perez Chica, coaching at third. Jeff Cook still in the hole, 0-2. An error and a walk, and South Bend is trying to make some noise here in their half of the 7th before this big crowd. Great to see Kovaleski Stadium full again. Kevin's changeup is high and away, ball 1. Mike Goss at second, Emilio Bonifácio at first. Ball 2 just misses outside, and the Colonels continue to keep a very watchful eye on Kevin Jepsen. He may, even though I said moments ago I thought he'd have plenty left in the tank because of his low pitch count, he may be wearing a little bit thin here now. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 as Jeff Cook chased ball 3, a fastball that tailed away from him, and Kevin Jepsen gets a big strikeout for the first out of here in the 7th inning. That's 5 strikeouts for Kevin Jepsen. Now he faces left-handed hitter Edgar Varela. The one thing Kevin wants to do here is keep the ball in the ballpark. Varela's the one guy that you fear in the middle of this South Bend order who can hit the long ball. Strike 1 called. That's one good way to prevent a long ball, is to get ahead in the count. Jepsen has done it. Varela, left-handed batter, taps one to short. Brandon Woods only, played at first, and he throws in time. 2 gone. Brandon made the wise choice. Varela stroked it off the end of the bat, and as a left-handed hitter, it didn't have much on it. Brandon Wood watched Mike Goss cross in front of him before he fielded that grounder. Through to first, 2 gone. As the runners move up into scoring position, Goss to third, Emilio Bonifácio to second. Augie Murillo, Murilla, from Tijuana, Mexico, the number 5 hitter for South Bend, has been hit by a pitch and flown out to right. The first pitch missed just inside, apparently. Bobby Wilson framed it for the plate umpire Robert Price, ball 1. Augie Murillo cocks his hands high above his back ear. He's a right-handed hitter with a straightaway stance, and he can't catch up to a high hummer from Kevin Jepsen. Strike 1 swinging. 6-0 Colonels, bottom of the 7th inning. 2 on, 2 out. For South Bend, the 2 men on are in scoring position. Goss at third, Bonifácio at second. Augie Murillo breaks his bat, grounds one to third. They call it a fair ball, and Rodriguez throws the batter out. It looked foul, but Sean fielded it on top of the base, and then with his rifle arm had plenty on it to throw Murillo out. And what a job by Kevin Jepsen to keep his shutout intact. Mike Goss reached on an error. Emilio Bonifácio walked. that Kevin Jepsen was strong enough to get the next three hitters the heart of the South Bend order. No runs for the Silverhawks in the seventh. No hits, one Colonel Air, a walk, two stranded, the first two left on by South Bend all night long. The Kernels come to bat in the top of the eighth, still leading the Silverhawks 6-0. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
You save big money, you save big money when you shop Menards.
Stretch out and relax this summer without stretching your budget. Now during the outdoor leisure sale at Menards. A 6-piece patio set with table, umbrella, and 4 padded folding chairs is on sale for just $89. A 5-piece wrought iron table and chair set is only $164. Plus, they make a great Father's Day gift. Or get Dad a barbecue grill. On sale now at Menards. A 20,000 BTU Aussie gas grill is just $89. A 40,000 BTU charbroil model with grill light and temperature gauge is only $164. Or give Dad a Menards gift card. Available in stores and at Menards.com. Plus, enter to win a Pontiac GTO. See store for details. Menards is your Father's Day and patio furniture headquarters.
Save big money at Menards.
The all-new Jones Golf Course Clubhouse is now open. This 4,000-square-foot facility is complete with full-line pro shop. The concession area includes spacious indoor seating, and there's an outdoor patio for over 60 people. Jones Golf Course lets you feel like a club member without the high prices. Shop the Golf Pro Shop at Jones Golf Course now and take $10 off any regularly priced men's golf shirt. Choose from Nike, Callaway, and Tabasco brands. Cedar Rapids Golf, serving your needs to a T.
A new hurler on for South Bend, a tall right-hander Ryan Coffin, C-O-F-F-I-N. We're in the top of the eighth at 6-0 Kernels. Aaron Peel with an RBI single in the Kernels' 3-run sixth inning. Fouls the first pitch high above the backstop and now takes inside for a ball. Lefty Mark Rosen hits the sixth and seventh in relief of the starter Chris Kinsey. No runs in 2 innings. He allowed a hit, struck out 2, walked none, hit a batter. A lollipop curve is upstairs to the Colonel number 7 hitter, the DH Aaron Peel, batting .228, 6 homers, 14 RBIs. Here's a foul right above our heads. It's 2-2 to Aaron Peel. Ryan Coffin, 23 years old, out of Arizona State. Diamondback 29th round pick in 2001. This is his 3rd pro season and 17 starts and 12 relief appearances. He went 3-9 last year with the Silverhawks. A 4.18 ERA. Lashing one straight back into the screen to stay even on the count 2-2. Aaron Peel leading off here in the Colonel 8th inning. The 2-2. High pop foul over the first base Silverhawk dugout. Ryan Coffin on for the 17th time this year. A 2.28 ERA, an 0-1 record, no saves. I said he's tall. He's 6'5", 210. The 2-2 to Peel. Driven hard into left. It may get over the head, and it does, and it's over the fence for a home run. Aaron Peel with his 7th of the year. John Kaplan retreated, and I just didn't think Aaron Peel got quite enough of it to get it over the fence. I knew he'd whacked it over the head of the left fielder, but he connects for his 7th home run of the year. Aaron Peel with the 2nd Colonel home run of this series. Leading off the 8th inning gives the Colonels a more comfortable lead of 7-0. Aaron Peel hit it hard on a line over the head of John Kaplan, and it cleared the 12-foot high green padded wall in left. That's the Colonel's 10th hit of the game, and Aaron Peel with his 7th home run of the year. Now a base hit through the box by Nick Kimpton. Retrieving it in center, Lino Garcia. Nick Kimpton has his first hit in 4 trips, and Ryan Coffin is off on the wrong foot as far as the Silverhawks are concerned. He's given up a home run and a single here in the 8th inning. Quan Cosby will try to reach for the 2nd straight time. Quan bounced a single through the middle his last time up. 7-0 Colonels, top of the 8th. Friday night fireworks from Commercial Federal Bank. Friday night fireworks at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium following our game with Beloit. The Girl Scouts will be on hand to enjoy their special night in the spotlight. And after the Commercial Federal Bank fireworks, they'll enjoy a camp out. They'll pitch their tents on the outfield grass and watch movies. Here's a tap over the hill to the shortstop. He steps on second, throws to first, double play. Quan Cosby taps into a 6-3 shortstop to first baseman double play. His bouncer was fielded right on top of the bag at second by the shortstop Alberto Gonzalez to force Kimpton and then on to first for the twin killing. Friday night fireworks. Commercial Federal Bank stepping to the plate to provide that magical memory Friday night for all you great Kernel fans. 896-7560, the number to call for Kernel tickets. 896-7560. Commercial Federal Bank fireworks night on Friday. A deep drive to right by Howie Kendrick, and backpedaling in front of the track, Jeff Cook snares it. Howie Kendrick, 2 hits, 2 runs scored tonight. Skies to right, and that does it for the Kernels in the 8th, but they add to their lead on a leadoff homer by Aaron Peel. 1 run, 2 hits. There were no South Bend errors. The Kernels leave the bases empty. Through 7.5. Good news from Gold Dome Country. 7-0 Kernels. This is Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Been looking to buy a used car, truck, or van? If so, head to Select Auto now. All vehicles are priced to sell with bottom line pricing. Monthly bills getting you down? Can't afford the car of your dreams? No problem. Select Auto offers payment plans to fit around your budget. Select Auto also offers great warranties on all cars, not to mention their experienced and friendly staff in their full-service service department. Hate being chased around the lot by those annoying salespeople? At Select Auto, you won't be bothered by any salespeople. You deal directly with the owners. Got bad credit? Not a problem. They offer financing for any credit, good or bad. Still not sold? Purchase any used car over $5,000 and get $200 in free gas. Hurry in. This deal only lasts during the month of May. What are you waiting for? Visit either of Select Auto's 2 convenient locations on 1st Avenue downtown Cedar Rapids or on 7th Avenue in Marion. Select Auto, a great way to buy a pre-owned car.
The Crown Plaza 5 Seasons is Cedar Rapids' exclusive downtown hotel. Make plans to experience a spectacular view from the top of the 5 restaurant. Start your day off with us for breakfast, or make a lasting impression on your business associates by treating them to our signature lunch buffet that changes daily. For any occasion, enjoy an elegant dinner or the Eddie Picard Jazz Trio in the city's only rooftop restaurant. The Crown Plaza 5 Seasons, top of the 5.
Kevin Jepsen pitched around an error and a walk and got out of the 7th inning without giving up a run. He'll start the 8th inning. This is the deepest by far he's worked in any game, but he's pitched so well and kept his pitch count down that Jesse Smith continues to throw in the Kernel left field bullpen. We understand that Jesse's brother tunes into most of our games, and he was curious about a term that I use quite often to describe a curveball, the yellow hammer. And Brian, I think that's your name, Jesse's brother. I'll have to look. I have a book that describes where all these great baseball phrases and language and terms come from. And I know yellow hammer has an origin. I'll just have to try to look it up for you when we're back at home against Beloit. Jepsen's fallen behind John Kaplan 2-0. John nothing for 2. The number 6 hitter in the South Bend order, a 5'9" right-handed batter, John Kaplan. Looks at a strike. Sunday, the first 1,000 of you Kernel kids, 12 and under. The first 1,000 of you kids, rather, to come to the Kernel game Sunday. The gates open at 1. Will receive a Louisville Slugger baseball glove from the Cedar Rapids area McDonald's restaurant. That Sunday, the gates open at 1, and there are 1,000 of those Louisville Slugger brand baseball gloves, so come early for a 2 o'clock game. Ball 3 low and away to Kaplan. Now ball 4. That may be it for Kevin Jepsen. He may have gone long enough. Let's see what the Kernel thinking is here. Bobby Magianis has not popped out of the Kernel third base dugout. Kevin issues a leadoff walk to start the 8th inning to John Kaplan. McDonald's Baseball Glove Day this Sunday, June 13th. Again, the first 1,000 girls and boys 12 and under receive a free Louisville Slugger baseball glove from Cedar Rapids area McDonald's. A line shot whistled into the right field seats, and the crowd comes to a concerned hush, and there has been someone hurt on that line drive into the first base seats. They're signaling for first aid help. Someone has been injured on that rifle bullet off the bat of right-handed batter Lino Garcia. Man, you better be alert when you come to these beautiful minor league stadiums because the seats are so close. Ooh, ball one just outside. Everybody standing up down the right field line, and a police officer has arrived, and they're giving medical attention to a fan who was shaken up. A high pop foul. There may be a play for Bobby Wilson near the South Bend dugout. There is! Bobby Wilson calmly drifted over behind home plate to the right of the plate, and just below us, Bobby Wilson caught that foul pop off the bat of Lino Garcia for the first out of the Silverhawk 8th inning. It's 7-0 Kernels. The crowd is still very concerned about that fan that was struck by a foul ball moments ago, but the fan appears to be conscious. Brian Rose is flown to right twice, and he pumps one in the air foul off to the right. Strike one. 7-0 Kernels, top of the 8th inning. I want to also tell you about Sunday's Flag Day ceremony. It's colorful, it's very moving and stirring. Ordinarily, Jerry, well, now let me think of his name. The old Cherokee. Jerry, I'll think of it. He reads a bouncer to short. There won't be a double play. Brandon Wood goes to second out. There will be a double play. I'll be darned. Brandon Wood on a Baltimore chop fed Howie Kendrick a force out of John Kaplan, 6-4, and then Howie Kendrick didn't give up on it like I did. I gave up on it, and a 6-4-3 double play ends the 8th inning, and 8 shutout innings for 19-year-old Kevin Jepsen. In the 8th inning, no runs, no hits, a walk, no Kernel errors. The Kernels turn their second double play of this game, and nobody left for South Bend. Jerry Carr is the fellow I was trying to think of. Hopefully he's in good enough health to come out to the new Veterans Memorial Stadium and be a part of the annual Flag Day ceremony before Sunday's game. It's very colorful, and it means a lot to celebrate Flag Day with the veterans. There's another neat element of Sunday afternoon's game that I'll tell you about when the Kernels bat in the top of the 9th inning. After 8 in South Bend, 7-0 Kernels. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Whether you're a serious athlete or a weekend warrior, injuries can take you out of your game. Smart athletes know that Physiotherapy Associates in Cedar Rapids are the experts in the treatment and prevention of sport-related injuries. Our expert staff serves the metro and surrounding area high school athletes. Physiotherapy Associates of Cedar Rapids, the smart choice in sports medicine. Call us at 398-1569. That's 398-1569. We'll get you back in your game today.
Hometown Restyling. For all your remodeling needs, satisfaction is guaranteed. Hometown Restyling specializes in all of your home's interior, exterior needs. Come and visit one of our showrooms, one in Hiawatha, one in Coralville, and see the possibilities. Windows, siding, sunrooms. Please call 378-1221. Hometown Restyling. There's no place like home.
Hey, corporate employees and union members too. Airport National's 27-hole public golf course in Cedar Rapids has an unbelievable new corporate union season pass special for you. 2 people for $300, 4 people for $250, 10 people or more for only $200 each. Add a spouse for only $125 or just $50 for each child. Airport National Public Golf is now accepting new corporate, charity, and church golf outings and leagues starting as low as only $11 per person. Holy sliced, Batman. Please visit us just 4 miles east of the Eastern Iowa Airport today.
The Kernel ninth inning, and on a 1-0 pitch, hoist one foul behind home plate. Matt Pauley is 1 for 3 with a walk. He singled and scored in the Kernel 3-run first inning. 7-0 Kernels, top of the ninth here at Kovaleski Stadium. Strike 2 called from the right-hander, Ryan Coffin. Well, maybe Kevin Jepsen will be allowed to try to go the distance tonight. Jesse Smith has stopped throwing in the Kernel bullpen. I don't know if that means he's ready or that they're mothballing him. Here's a pitch hit right up the elevator shaft behind home plate, and South Bend's catcher gloves it in front of the screen, about 10 feet in front of the backstop, Brian Rose. Matt Pauley has fouled out to the catcher, 1 away here in the ninth inning. I promised I'd tell you what else would be going on Sunday besides McDonald's Baseball Glove Day and the Flag Day ceremony. The gates open at 1, the game starts at 2, and the Cedar Rapids Elks Club have a fabulous prize, 2 prizes that they'll be giving away to 2 of you Kernel fans on Sunday. They will be giving away tickets, 4 game tickets to a game at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City or the Metrodome in Minneapolis. A high pop fly behind shortstop off the bat of Bobby Wilson, and it's caught in shallow center by the shortstop, Alberto Gonzalez. Bobby Wilson, an RBI single and a run scored in the first inning, is popped to short, 2 gone quickly in the Kernel ninth. The Cedar Rapids Elks Club on Sunday will be presenting a trip, in essence, 2 trips, one to Kansas City to see the Royals, one to Minneapolis to see the Twins. The package from the Elks Club includes 4 game tickets, 4 tickets to an amusement park, 2 nights free lodging, and money for gas. Man, I wish I was eligible. A curve, and it strikes Blake Balcom in the back. He's fine. Ryan Coffin with 2 outs here in the top of the ninth. Let go of a curveball too soon, choked it, and the ball struck Blake Balcom. 1 on 2 out for Sean Rodriguez. Sean has been hit his last 2 times up. He was hit in the Kernel 3-run 5th inning and scored. The Kernels are 3 outs away from a phenomenally successful road trip. Leading here in South Bend, 7-zip. Ball 1 low to Sean Rodriguez. We'll have a complete look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard following this game, and everything is interleague except for the Cubs and Cards at Wrigley Field. Strike 1 at the knees to Sean. Rodriguez is struck out line to right, and as I said, been hit by pitches his last 2 trips up. The Silverhawks don't hold Balcom at first. Sean bounces 1 foul to the Kernel third base dugout. A day off tomorrow, and then a big 4-game weekend series that we've been telling you about all road trip long, starting with Perfect Game USA baseball card night Thursday at 7. A pop foul off to the right, and Sean Rodriguez remains in the hole. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sean's series has included, let me make sure I get this right, I believe 8 hits, and his average starting tonight was up to 277. A breaking pitch inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the Kernel third baseman, Sean Rodriguez. Let's see, Sean, yes, 8 hits in this series before tonight's game. He swings at a changeup and misses, strike 3. In the ninth, no runs for the Kernels, no hits, a hit batter, no South Bend errors. The Kernels leave a runner and have stranded 7. We go to the bottom of the ninth at Kovaleski Stadium. The Kernels 3 outs away from making it 3 out of 4 against the best team in the Midwest League. 7-0 Kernels. This is Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Toyota Financial Services of Cedar Rapids understands the importance of reading in the lives of our community's children. That's why they're proud to fund the 6th annual Toyota Financial Services Kernel Summer Reading Program. The generous support of Toyota Financial Services will result in Kernel players conducting a record 32 elementary school assemblies this spring to encourage girls and boys to read throughout the summer. Their reading accomplishments will be recognized by Toyota Financial Services with fabulous rewards. Toyota Financial Services, a true hero to the Kernels and the youth of our community.
Knowing who you are is important. At Kirkwood Community College, we know who we are. We are accessibility. We are quality. We are opportunity. We are community. Who are you? We can help you learn. Kirkwood.edu.
Kevin Jepsen will be given a chance to try to go the distance. 7-0 Kernels. Kevin is allowed one hit. Bob Zimmerman is now up on his feet in the Kernel bullpen. Kevin Jepsen, an 8-inning shutout masterpiece in which he's allowed just 5 base runners. 3 of them in the last 2 innings, an error and 2 walks. It'll be Alberto Gonzalez, who lined out to Quan Cosby his last time up 0 for 2 tonight, and he lifts the first pitch foul down the right side, strike 1. Kevin Jepsen is trying to be just the second Kernel to go the distance. The only other complete game was by Micah Posey, who was sent to Rancho Cucamonga a couple of weeks ago. Strike 2, a curveball from Kevin Jepsen, and he looks pretty determined to try to make this his big game. His complete game. That's what it looks like. A curve, and the batter just got a piece of it. Alberto Gonzalez tips it foul. We're in the bottom of the 9th inning. The Kernels have out-hit South Bend 11-1 and lead it 7-0. Kevin trying to earn his 5th win of the year. Misses high, ball 1, a fastball. 3,269 here at the Cove. 3,269. The 1-2 delivery. Cracked hard and a leaping stab at first by Matt Pauley. Matt Pauley has just made the defensive play of the game for the Kernels. Alberto Gonzalez lined one that appeared to be going down the line and right or into right, and Matt Pauley, probably upset by that error he made to open up the 7th inning. A leaping stab of a bullet, a BB off the bat of the number 9 hitter, Alberto Gonzalez. 1 out in the bottom of the 9th. And fouling one off to the left, strike 1, is Mike Goss. Goss has the only hit for South Bend, a leadoff Baltimore chop that Brandon Wood had to take a bite out of. It had so much air underneath it, Brandon couldn't even throw to first. Here's a pitch slapped on 2 hops to Brandon Wood. 2 gone in the 9th inning. Mike Goss bounces out to short. Kevin Jepsen is 1 out away from a 1-hit shutout. Kevin Jepsen 1 out away from a 1-hit shutout against the team with the best record in the Midwest League, the South Bend Silverhawks. Emilio Bonifácio, 0 for 2, walked his last time up. Kevin Jepsen has hit a batter, walked 2, and he pours in a strike call to Bonifácio, a left-handed batter. 2 walks, a hit batter, a man reaching on an error, and an infield single. Bonifácio fouls one straight back, and Kevin Jepsen is now within a strike of a 1-hit shutout. 0-2 to Emilio Bonifácio. Jepsen is fanned 5 and walked 2. Here's the 0-2, and it's fouled off to the left. Kevin Jepsen trying to go the distance. Has allowed no runs through 8 2/3 on 1 hit. He's fanned 5, walked 2, and hit a batter. Bonifácio, a .251 batter, a switch hitter on an 0-2 count. Takes it high, ball 1. Base is empty, 2 out. Here in the bottom of the 9th inning. And a pitch lifted foul down the left field line keeps Bonifácio up there. This game is only 2 hours and 6 minutes in length. It started at 7:08. It's now 9:14. 7-0 Kernels. Kevin ready with what we hope will be the final pitch of the night. Ground ball foul, a broken bat ground ball, and Bonifácio hangs tough. He'll go back to the Silverhawk dugout to prolong this 9th inning. The only hit for South Bend, a leadoff single, a Baltimore chop to short by Mike Goss back in the 1st inning. The Kernels struck for 3 in the 1st, scored 3 in the 5th, got a home run from Aaron Peel, his 7th of the year, leading off the 8th, and they lead it 7-0 here in the bottom of the 9th inning at Kovaleski Stadium. Bonifácio has been a tough hitter. He takes high and away, ball 2. The Kernels have Bob Zimmerman tossing lightly in their left field bullpen. Jesse Smith was up earlier. Now Bob's throwing hard. Bob Zimmerman throwing hard now. Kevin, 2-2 delivery. Swing and a miss! Kevin Jepsen has pitched a one-hit shutout and propelled the Kernels to a 7-0 win here tonight. Bobby Wilson gives Kevin Jepsen a hug, a well-deserved hug. This game only took 2 hours and 7 minutes. And the most successful Kernel road trip in my 9 years, in the first half at least, 6-2 on the road for the Kernels. Oh, it's a happy bunch of Kernels congratulating each other in a big 7-0 shutout victory here in South Bend. The Kernels are in great shape as we have just 11 games remaining in the first half. 7-0 Kernels, down in order go the Silverhawks in the bottom of the 9th inning. Totals, highlights, more coming up next on the Kernel Curtain Call. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
The wildest stars and hottest musical groups are appearing nightly on the most unpredictable show on late-night television.
Drunks are dumping beer on the camera guys' heads.
Jimmy Kimmel Live from Hollywood.
Wow.
What is this? Oh, it's an emotion lotion. It gets hot when you blow on it. Oh, and look at the flavor. Raspberry cheesecake. Why, it'll be like a buffet in my pants.
It's not just another cooking show. It's Jimmy Kimmel. Weeknights at 12:05 on KCRG TV 9.
Throughout the racing season, the IMCA Dairy Brothers Summer Series late models race at the region's premier dirt track. They are the ultimate dirt racing machine. But this Wednesday night, the IMCA Dairy Brothers Summer Series late models tackle the asphalt at Cedar Rapids Hawkeye Downs Speedway. Third late models on asphalt this Wednesday night at Cedar Rapids Hawkeye Downs Speedway, featuring new lower admission prices.
Adults $10, seniors and students $7, kids $1.
Racing starts at 7:30 this Wednesday night at Cedar Rapids Hawkeye Downs Speedway.
Well, the Kernels had a 5-game winning night by great pitching from a lefty for South Bend, Matt Chico, and tonight Kevin Jepsen was phenomenal. The 19-year-old right-hander, making his 12th start of the year, shackled South Bend, shut him out on one hit, and the Kernels got a 3-run first, a 3-run fifth, a homer from Aaron Peel in the 8th, and won it 7-0. The only hit for South Bend was by Mike Goss back in the 1st inning, an infield single. Kevin Jepsen at one point, and we'll review this on our Liberty Bank Star Play of the Game, retired 13 straight Silverhawks. And the Kernels had a big 1st inning, got a RBI single from Bobby Wilson and a 2-run single from Brandon Wood to take a 3-0 lead early. The Kernels then got a leadoff bunt single from Howie Kendrick that sprung us loose for 3 in the 5th inning. Brandon Wood had an RBI single in that inning to make it 5-0 Kernels. Aaron Peel an RBI single to make it 6-0. Then Peel led off the 8th inning with his 7th home run of the year. And behind Kevin Jepsen, the Kernels trampled the Silverhawks 7-0. 7 runs, 11 hits, 1 error for the Kernels. We left 7. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for South Bend. They only left 2 men on. The winning pitcher, Kevin Jepsen, he's 5-2. Chris Kinsey, who was a complete game shutout winner himself in his last start Thursday in Beloit, the loser, he's 4-5. The game only took 2 hours and 7 minutes before a Kovalevsky Stadium crowd of 3,269. 7-0 Kernels. We'll be back with our Liberty Bank star plays of the game in a minute. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
It's one of those rituals of summer, mowing the yard. And when you're done, what do you do with the clippings? Well, your friends at Cedar Rapids Solid Waste and Recycling encourage you to leave those clippings on your lawn. This practice is called grass cycling, and it reduces your lawn's fertilizer needs because those clippings contain nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Grass cycling also helps crowd out weeds and build a healthier lawn. When you leave those clippings on your lawn, you reduce waste and save landfill space.
Quiznos Kernels Kids Club members. Did you know that your Quiznos Kernels Kids Club membership card is good for more than just great deals at the ballpark? That's right. By showing your Quiznos Kernels Kids Club membership card at any of the Cedar Rapids Quiznos, you'll receive a free small drink when you buy a Quiznos sub. That's a free small drink with the purchase of a Quiznos sub when you show your Quiznos Kernels Kids Club card.
Quiznos.
Toasty.
For the Kernels Curtain Call, right here on the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM. With a recap of all the action, the State Farm Major League scoreboard, plus a look ahead to the next Kernels game, let's rejoin the voice of the Kernels, the one, the only John Rogers, here on the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM.
Our Kernel Curtain Call theme, after we've told you about this one-hit shutout from Kevin Jepsen, a complete game victory that gives the Kernels a 6-2 road trip record. 7-0 Kernels in South Bend tonight. Liberty Bank, Iowa's fastest-growing bank, is now proud to present our Liberty Bank star plays of the game. The Kernels had runners at first and third with nobody out in the first. Bobby Wilson at the plate. Here's what happened. Bobby Wilson, base hit into center, and it gives the Kernels a 1-0 lead. Stopping at second is Matt Pauley. Bobby Wilson with a bullet straight through the middle, and the Kernels have 3 hits in a row and jump ahead here tonight against a pitcher who shut out the Beloit Snappers, a complete game win. His last start Thursday in Wisconsin, 2-0. But it's 1-0 Kernels on the RBI single by Bobby Wilson. Blake Balcom walked to load the bases. And with 1 out, Brandon Wood was at the plate. Here's our second Liberty Bank star play of the game. Curve and a ground ball fair past the diving third baseman gives the Kernels a 3-0 lead. Pauly scores, followed by Bobby Wilson. On the 2-run single by Brandon Wood, who was thrown out at second, trying to stretch it into a double. 3-0 Kernels. Brandon Wood was at the plate in the 5th inning with the Kernels leading 4-0. And this is our third Liberty Bank star play of the game. Can Brandon go 3 for 3 and add to the Kernel lead 4-0 here in the 5th? He does. A line shot into right. Rounding third is Blake Balcom. The throw home by Jeff Cook is cut off, and it's 5-0 Kernels. Brandon Wood is 3 for 3 and has driven in 3 of the Kernel 5 runs. Yes, that's our third Liberty Bank star play of the game. And Kevin Jepsen, the winner tonight, a complete game one-hit shutout, faced in the bottom of the 6th inning Alberto Gonzalez with a chance to retire South Bend in order for the 4th straight time. Here's our final Liberty Bank star play of the game. Kevin Jepsen is trying to retire the side in order for the 4th straight time and make it 13 in a row. A line shot into center. Quan Cosby had the batter play perfectly, and Quan makes the grab. Alberto Gonzalez hit one hard into right center. Quan was cheating way around into right center, and it's a good thing he was. because the ball was hit like a bullet right at him for the final out of the South Bend sixth inning. 13 in a row set down by 19-year-old Colonel right-hander Kevin Jepsen, who pitched a one-hitter leading the Kernels to a complete game victory 7-0 in South Bend. Those are our Liberty Bank star plays of the game. Up next, a complete look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard. This is Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
Most of us have been in a situation before in buying an automobile where what we owe is more than what our vehicle is worth. And sometimes it's thousands of dollars. There is a better way to put yourself in a better position when it comes to value, quality, and reliability. Put yourself into an industry-leading Honda automobile from Randy Keel Honda. The Odyssey minivan boasts being #1 in safety and the #1 minivan on the market for the last 5 years. The Honda Accord leads the way in safety and has made the Car and Driver's Top 10 list more than any other car in history. The Pilot topped the SUV categories in its first year out and remains a class leader. And the CR-V continues leading in its class since its arrival in 1997. The subcompact Element is so functional and practical, they're selling as fast as they arrive. So doesn't it make sense to get the best value in the market at Randy Keel Honda? Great folks to deal with, too, and #1 when it comes to getting you the best price. The home of confidence is Randy Keel Honda, Centerpoint Road, or on the web at randykeel.com.
Kernels make it a phenomenally successful road trip, winning the last 3 in Burlington, winning the first 2 in South Bend, had a 5-game winning streak snapped last night, but bounced back behind a 3-run first inning, 3 Brandon Wood RBIs, an Aaron Peel home run, and most importantly, a route-going one-hit shutout from 19-year-old right-hander Kevin Jepsen. The Kernels beat South Bend 7-0 to make it a 6-2 road trip. Now, State Farm Insurance agents Gary Schubat, Lanny Peterson, Al Shetler, and Dale Thompson bring us this look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard from Kovaleski Stadium. Let's start. It's all interleague except for the game at Wrigley Field. Let's start with finals. At Sky Dome, interleague play, the Blue Jays stomped the Dodgers 7-1. In 10 innings at Comerica Park, the Braves shaded Detroit 4-3. A final from Fenway Park, the Red Sox blanked San Diego 1-0. Interleague play at Camden Yards, the Arizona Diamondbacks throttled Baltimore 8-1 tonight. A close game in the Bronx, the Yankees trimmed Colorado 2-1. At Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, the Giants derailed the Devil Rays 7-3 San Francisco. They're in the bottom of the 8th at Jacobs Field. The Tribe leads Florida 5-4. The Pirates and Rangers were postponed. They were supposed to play at the ballpark in Arlington, postponed due to rain. High-scoring game at Comiskey Park, and it's the White Sox in the top of the 7th pummeling the Phillies 13-6. They're tied at the Metrodome, the Mets and Twins in the bottom of the 7th, 1-1. Top of the 7th on the State Farm Major League scoreboard at Kauffman Stadium, the Royals 3, Montreal 0. They're in the top of the 7th at Wrigley Field, where the Cubs lead the Redbirds 7-3. Houston and Seattle, no score in the top of the 1st. The Reds in Oakland, no score in the top of the 1st. And our parent club, the Anaheim Angels, the 2002 World Champions, playing the Brewers in interleague play, no score. They're just underway in the top of the 1st at Angels Stadium in Anaheim. That's the complete look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard from South Bend's Kovaleski Stadium. Kevin Jepsen went the distance, gave up a leadoff single on the infield to Mike Goss in the very first inning, and then proceeded to only allow 4 more base runners, a hit batsman, a man reaching on an error, and 2 walks. Kevin was magnificent in blanking South Bend 7-0. What a road trip for the Kernels. They won 6, they lost 2, and they upped their record to 35-23, 12 games above 500, with 11 remaining in the first half. We look forward to seeing you this weekend. All the fun starts Thursday night. It's Perfect Game USA baseball card night. The sets of Colonel baseball cards go to the first 1,000 of you Colonel fans. The gates open at 6 on Thursday for a 7 o'clock start. Kevin Jepsen, a one-hit shutout. The Kernels blank South Bend 7-0. Thanks to Bev Taylor, our in-studio engineer. I'm John Rogers, wishing you well from South Bend, Indiana. You're tuned to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
When it comes to fun in the new Veterans Memorial Stadium, nothing compares to the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM Home Run Hot Tub. As you bask in the soothing comfort of the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM Home Run Hot Tub, you'll be taking in the action from a breathtaking perch just above the left field wall. Register for your chance to be drawn as the winner of the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM Home Run Hot Tub by visiting Westdale Mall.
Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees are proud to support one of our community's most renowned and cherished assets, the Cedar Rapids Kernels. Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees believe in the core values that comprise the essence of Kernel baseball: fun, wholesome, affordable entertainment for us all. As you look ahead to the many joys of summer, your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees encourage you to visit the fabulous new Veterans Memorial Stadium. Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees, embracing Kernel baseball, a community treasure.
I'm KCRG TV9 First Alert meteorologist Josh Baines. Tonight, look for mostly cloudy skies, a chance of thunderstorms, and a low of 70. For your Wednesday, look for mostly cloudy skies. We'll see highs in the low 80s, and we'll have a chance of thunderstorms later in the day. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy, chance of thunderstorms once again with mid-60s. And then Thursday looks partly sunny, a chance of thunderstorms, and highs will be into the upper 70s.
This has been a special sports presentation from The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, Cedar Rapids. Now back to our regularly scheduled ESPN programming, already in progress.